time to get started here for the Better 400 weekend, and it's our first for the Xfinity series, the Bennett Transportation and Logistics 250. Here's the invocation.
God bless America, God bless our troops, our first responders, and finally, Austin Hill and the rest of you drivers, please start your engines.
Engines fired up, we're ready to go. Let's check in with the CW.
Who's ready for some racing? We got Adam Alexander, Jamie McMurray, and Parker Klugerman await you on the other side of the break. It is time to race for it all in Atlanta. We'll be right back.
Getting all set then here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. We've already seen an interesting truck race with Kyle Busch, the victor, earlier on today. Alongside me in the commentary box for this one, it is the one and the only. It's Matthew Owens. Hello, Matthew. How are you doing today?
Hello, Josh. How are you?
Very
Ready
well.
to go from Atlanta.
This is going to be a good one. 28-degree banking on the turns, -5 on the straight as well. What do you expect, though, in terms of going from Daytona to Atlanta? It's sort of an intermediate / super speedway circuit, but last year, very interesting crossover races. What are we going to see here tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. You're basically taking Daytona and you're shrinking it by a mile and basically putting it into a bowl. You've gone from 31 degrees of banking and a wide racetrack on 2.5 miles long to now it's 28 degrees of banking, another wide racetrack just 1.5 miles long. So just the depiction of speed at Atlanta looks so much greater than it does at Daytona because it is a shrunken Daytona. It's another super speedway drafting style racetrack. It's going to create similar racing, not the same, but similar, and it's all going to come down to who can control the draft the best when we get to the end. And of course, as we talked about last week at Daytona, the RCR cars do it the best in this series. Jesse Love, who won the race last week, Austin Hill, who dominated the race last week, and of course, they're on the front row as the heavy favorites.
We're also on USRN on this one, so as per normal, with Matthew taking us through. When are we going back on here for USRN?
Yep, we'll be back here in just a couple of moments to do the grid. I also want to mention, too, about Austin Hill. He's won 5 of the last 6 Xfinity Series, 4 of the last 5 races here at Atlanta in the Xfinity Series. He's got 10 wins in this series. 7 have been on the drafting tracks of Atlanta, Daytona, and Talladega. So he knows how to do this. He's on the front row with his teammate Jesse Love. We anticipate an RCR Invitational today. Big question is, who else is going to break that up as we go through 250 miles here tonight?
The drivers beginning to leave over pit road as well. 38 in contention for tonight's Xfinity Series. 163 laps in total. 45 laps at stage 1. Matthew will be giving all the information as well. JT is going to be around in pit lane. He's taken that job as well when he gets back from Ringwood. And then he'll be joining me later on this evening for coverage of the World Superbikes. Hello, JT, in a very echoey site. But yeah, he'll be back with us for the World Superbike race later on.
That is Ringwood for you, very, very echoey.
Yeah, loud too, but yes. I'll hand it back to you, Matthew, as the cars venture off of pit road.
Yeah, we will be back on USRN in about 30 seconds, so we are just about ready to go. This is going to be a fun race. This is going to be a fun weekend already. A triple-header weekend of NASCAR in Atlanta underway with that thrilling truck race that you mentioned a moment ago. Kyle Busch winning in a photo finish with Stuart Friesen. Normally, I would talk about Kyle Busch winning a truck race with great disgust, but I might have had some money on that, so we're happy about Kyle Busch winning earlier today. And, you know, Atlanta has been such a great racetrack since the reconfiguration in 2022, and we can't wait for more of the same as we are going to head back on USRN. And we are back on USRN and now joined up with our guys at JB Motorsports, JB and JT, along for the ride here this evening at the Atlanta Motor Speedway Round 2 of the Xfinity Series season. Let's go ahead and get you the starting grid as the cars are rolling out onto the racetrack. Jesse Love, the winner last week at Daytona, starts on the pole this week in Atlanta. Austin Hill alongside on the front row. 7 of his 10 wins in this series have come on drafting tracks like this. Josh Williams has his best career starting position in the Xfinity Series, starts third here this evening, and Justin Allgaier, who got a win here in 2021, that was pre-configuration, of course, he starts fourth. Row 3, Sam Mayer, the runner-up from last weekend at Daytona, and Taylor Gray, the rookie from Denver, North Carolina, fifth last week. Brandon Jones is the home guy. He's from Atlanta, starts seventh alongside Carson Quaffle. Christian Eckes won here in the Truck Series 2 years ago. He starts ninth with the 18-year-old Connor Zilich alongside. Row 6, William Sawalich, who ran the truck race earlier, got caught up in a crash, however, and finished 30th. He's with Sammy Smith, who got a drafting track win at Talladega in this series last year. Daniel Dye starts from 13th, and Ryan Sieg, 14th. He's from Tucker, Georgia, about an hour north of Atlanta. Nick Sanchez was having a good run last week before getting swept up in a crash. He starts 15th. Eric Almirola is with him 16th. He's back in the Xfinity Series, part-time with Joe Gibbs Racing. He won 3 races last year in this series. Sheldon Creed is in the 9th row alongside Anthony Alfredo, who got a top 10 in this race a year ago. Harrison Burton rolls off from 19th. Jeb Burton, of course, not brothers, but are related. They'll start together in row 10. CJ McLaughlin from Massachusetts rolls off 21st. Anaheim, California's Dean Thompson is 22nd. Parker Retzlaff, 5th in this race a year ago. He's in row 12 with Jeremy Clements, who makes his 20th career start at Atlanta in the Xfinity Series tonight. Blaine Perkins and Ryan Ellis make up row 13, followed by Kyle Sieg and Pittsburgh's Chris Wright. Leland Honeyman from Phoenix rolls off 29th. Matt DiBenedetto, a veteran of all the series at this track, starts 30th. 31st is Brennan Poole. 32nd is Josh Bilecki from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. Garrett Smidley is in row 17 with Chesapeake, Virginia driver Nick Lights. Carson Ware, a week away from his 25th birthday, starts 35th here this evening alongside another Georgia driver, Mason Massey from Douglasville. And the 19th and final row, Mason Maggio from Palm Beach Garden, Florida. And Joey Gase has the 38th and final starting position. That's the starting grid for the Bennett Transportation and Logistics 250 here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. As Josh mentioned earlier, 163 laps, 251 miles. First 2 stages will go 45 laps each. The final stage will go 73 laps. 38 cars on the grid, as I just mentioned, 27 Chevrolets, 6 Fords, and 5 Toyotas for this $1.6 million Bennett Transportation and Logistics 250, Josh.
Sounds amazing when you say it like that, doesn't it? How many we're going to have running in together for this one. Just getting the driver tracker set up, ready, so that we can at least have some broadcast of where the cars are going to be out there on the circuit tonight. Or always taking the usual length of time, though, to figure it out so we don't get it wrong. But I am very much looking forward to this. I really enjoyed last week at Daytona, and I'm really looking forward to this one. It's just got the sense, doesn't it, that anything can happen, and it usually does. Atlanta brings us the sort of unusual run and mix around, and fingers crossed it's going to be a good one, as we have our rider tracker in Able as well. So we actually will have that for the Xfinity Series. We didn't have it when we were there back in Truck Series earlier on in the day, so that was a mess. Still, getting ready for the green. And I'm glad to see that the clouds that we had earlier on this morning have gone, and we've got a bit of sunshine coming in for this afternoon's race at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, finally the sun's starting to peek out from behind the clouds. Cool weekend here. Temperatures in the low 50s today and tomorrow. Actually, it rises up to the mid-50s tomorrow. But I think those cool temperatures will give us an even more entertaining race tomorrow for the Cup Series, which we're very much looking forward to.
This was Martinsville earlier on last year. Presumably, previous wins we've seen for the 20 car coming through. Brandon Jones,
Eric Almirola's wins last year, 3 of them for Joe Gibbs Racing, and he is back with JGR this year on a part-time schedule. The 19 car not going for the Drivers' Championship is going for the Owners' Championship again, and Eric Almirola was a big part of that last year, scoring 3 wins in 14 starts.
Ready to go then? You have this one. You need this one. Matthew, this is your baby, Xfinity. I will sit back and continue to learn. I'll hand to you as we get to the ready for the green.
So, ready to go here with those RCR Chevrolets on the front row. And as the heavy favorites in this race, as we talked about with Jesse Love and Austin Hill, will they dominate the field at Atlanta like they did at Daytona last week? Everyone's anticipating that, but you just never know on these drafting tracks, on these super speedways. And we have another one here, back-to-back, to start the year. Pace vehicle pulls in, and Austin Hill from the outside of row one, Jesse Love to his inside, bring the field to the green flag, and it's time to drop the hammer at Atlanta. We are underway on a cool Saturday in the South in the Xfinity Series. Jesse Love got off to a really good start from the inside of row number one. He'll go to turns 1 and 2, and he's got the clear lead, Josh, as they head to 2.
Yeah, if you're twitching already, coming down low, we're seeing Taylor Gray have a go, and it's pumping a ball in for Austin Hill, who's going to get shuffled back. He was in the middle pack, and he's going to drop way down the order. Jesse Love, though, continuing that form we saw at Daytona, still strong. Tire smoke coming at the back as we come in to complete lap 1.
Love will lead lap 1. Hill behind him second. They spread out 3 wide in the pack further back. Taylor Gray's gotten up into third. Carson Quaffle just behind him fourth. In the pack is from fifth on back double and triple file.
Oh, look how close they're getting already, Matthew. Mid-pack, 3 wide and bumping doors as the drafting continues on. I think that's the, I want to say as well, it looks like the 88 coming up with Zilich in 7th position. The 11 dropped back early on, and now Austin Hill back up into P2 right there. 3 wide mid-pack as they come over the line.
Dean Thompson is in that 3 wide pack. So too is Eric Almirola, who we were just speaking about. They get it sorted out to side-by-side racing as they hit back to the corner. But now Thompson climbs the banking again. He's going to make it 3 wide with the 18 of Sawalich.
So much dust and smoke at the top line of turn 2. It's unbelievable. I was expecting him to go into the wall. Into 3 and 4 we go. Few taking the low lines as well. Love still leading. I wonder if that's Gray on the low line. Can't quite tell from the angle. It's the 19 coming down, leading it through on the ultra low line, but already he's dropped back.
Eric Almirola is starting to fall back a little bit in that neon green Toyota Supra. Doesn't have a lot of drafting help. His teammate William Sawalich gets to his outside. Leland Honeyman is there. Anthony Alfredo too. So Almirola dancing through this draft here, just trying to pick up some drafting help from someone. At the front in turns 3 and 4. Jesse Love brings the field off of turn 4, but he's got company to his left elbow now, and that is Sam Mayer, who finished second to Love at Daytona last week, zigzagging down the straightaway and back to the corner. The fight is wheel to wheel for the lead.
Yeah, Sam May on the low line. Love taking the high line. They're now in lanes 2 and 3. The 27 getting loose, coming out of 2. And just somehow saves it. Remarkably done. 51 and 48 coming along the outside. But Mayer's got the lead of the race. Love's on the outside. 21 and coming in there too. And the 26 up high. And I think going slow with a puncture. Is that going to cause a yellow? Yes, it is. Yellow's out.
Left rear tire is down for Dean Thompson, who is just about going to come to a stop at the top of turn 4. Oh! Ryan Sieg is spinning off turn 2 and down the back straightaway.
He's used the car's technique from dark, hasn't he? If you find yourself going left, turn right, and he's done it, and he's got back on, so he's managed to just hold it on. And that was a fantastic drift on the back stretch. Brilliant from Ryan. Kept it in, but has lost him down to the back of the field, and he's got flat tyres as well. You can just see the front left has gone down.
Yeah, left front tire down on Sieg. Meanwhile, Thompson did make it to pit road. He's going to fall a lap down. Sieg's going to come on to pit road before it opens, so not to cause damage. There's all kinds of stuff going on there, Josh. First, Jeb Burton in turn 2. He got hit from behind by Jeremy Clements. Burton made a great save, but I think that stack up is probably what created Dean Thompson's problem. Then by the time they got back around to turn 2 in the next lap, Ryan Sieg was spinning.
Yeah, I think he was just brushing, wasn't he, with Austin Hill, and I just lost the momentum mid-corner. It's that tricky part of turn 2's banking where you can easily just put a wheel on the flat and round you go, and it's exactly what happened there. So, caution's out then, with, 156 to go. It's lap 7 of this one. 39 left of stage 1. 26 comes back out on the field as well. And the 28 is in front of the lead pack in the pace car, but will have to go round again. 41 still running second. Jesse Love still now confirmed the leader at the moment of caution. Not bad. Not a bad first start there. But I was expecting to get more than 7 laps in before the first caution.
Well,
It's how it goes, isn't it?
another early yellow, which, again, that's something that we dealt with here in the Cup Series last year. We had a caution right at the end of lap 1 in the Cup race here a year ago, which was a multi-car crash. This time we just got multiple crashes all around the track here.
I'm unsure, but I think Brandon Jones is coming down pit road. Was running 10th in the order. His name has gone dark grey on my timing screens up here in the booth. So we'll see if he does on that tracker we have available to us if you're watching us on JB Motorsports as well. If you're listening to us on USON, we'll still bring you the update. But yeah, I think he has dived into pit lane.
I think we've already seen here through, what was that, 5 or 6 green flag laps. I think we've already seen what kind of racing we're going to get early in runs. When the tires are fresh, you're going to get some really racy action. Guys are not going to be afraid to go 2 and 3 wide. But as the tires wear, as the run goes on, it is more difficult with these Xfinity cars to run 2 and 3 wide because the car just gets so much more unstable than you see in the Cup cars, as Brandon Jones looked like is coming down pit road here on this lap under yellow.
Yeah, Brandon Jones, Matt Benedetto as well, Nick Lietz, Ryan Sieg, Nick Sanchez, Kyle Sieg and Dean Thompson have darted down pit road according to our trackers. At the moment, Jesse Love still leads. Pace car still out. Wonderful pace car here this weekend as well, actually, aren't we? We saw it in a lot of the truck series, as that race was actually red flagged for a bit. But it's a gorgeous car. It's the only safety car I've actually ever wanted to buy. It looks fantastic.
Is it a Ford Mustang? I think
I believe it is a Ford Mustang, yeah. I couldn't work out what it was, but I doubt it's Dodge. It does look Ford Mustang-ish. Coming in, but it is gorgeous out there, and even with the lights on top. The only thing that was confusing me though is we had this in the trucks race. We've got amber lights, but we've also got a green light in the dead centre. Now, that confuses me because in Formula 1, if we have the green light on, you're allowed to overtake the pace car. They seem to have just stuck whatever lights they have on this pace car here this weekend and gone, yep, that'll do it. Just send it out. So is it go? Is it amber? Is it not? I have no idea, but it's confusing me. So I've just...
Yeah, you guys did that truck race earlier today, didn't you?
I did it, and I wasn't commentating on it. I was sort of providing I was just doing backups. We had it with PRN.
I gotcha.
Oh no, it wasn't PRN. It was the other one. MRN.
Yeah, the brand new NASCAR Racing Network
That's
that they just debuted. MRN and PRN merged to create that network for truck races. Basically just a logistical thing, because MRN used to have all of the truck races no matter where they went. But PRN, they are at the SMI racetracks. They're the radio broadcasters for the SMI racetracks. Yeah. So that's like Atlanta, Bristol, Texas, New Hampshire, Dover, and a few others. So what would happen when the trucks would go to those tracks, MRN would have to send their people for just one truck race. And they thought, well, that's a lot of stuff going on. That's a lot of travel. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of whatever for just one truck race a week. So MRN and PRN merged. So they made that network where they can all work at that one network for the truck races. So the PRN guys, when they're at the track, they can do truck races, which they never used to do. And it worked lovely, actually. I was enjoying listening to it up here in the booth, but yeah, then we had a stoppage. That's how we cover it. We did have, we're having trouble, by the way, with the truck race from Daytona.
it won't save because we didn't cover that race live, but every time we're trying to edit it down to what we need it to be with getting everything in, it won't save the final 10 laps. So we're having real difficulty bringing that one back on. So annoyingly, we had to do race 2 before race 1 actually broadcast on the channel. So that's the way it goes. Yes, JT.
Hello. I tried to talk, and then my Discord crashed for like a good 3 minutes, so that was fun. Did you get a reasoning behind the pace car light from Matthew or not?
I'm sorry, I barely understood you there. It sounds like you're inside a toaster. It really does sound bad there. That's worse than listening to a BBC F1 commentary from the 1980s when they were down a telephone line. That is really bad. Still.
By the way, Dean Thompson, who had a terrific finish last week, finished 8th at Daytona and was running well here to start this race before cutting down that tire. He has been assessed a 1-lap penalty for intentionally causing the caution.
Oh, big one there, then that's gone bang. So already then, that's now 2 laps down for the 26.
It's better.
Yes, it is. Hello, JT. What were you saying about the pace car lights?
Did you get a reason, Matthew, about the pace car lights?
That's a question to you then. Did JT send you something explaining why? Oh, we're coming back to the green flag this time. Bye.
No, basically, JB, you were asking about the amber and the green lights on top of the pace car. Did you get an answer or not?
No, I didn't. I don't know why they're flashing
Right.
twice.
Amber lights, and if a green light, pit lane is open on top of the pace.
So it was
which is why my lights flash yellow and green. Anyway, come into the green.
Thanks, JT. Back to
And
Matthew.
it is Jesse Love and Austin Hill in the front row, just as it was for the initial start. Green flag waves as we work lap 12 of 45 in stage number 1, and it's a much more even start between those RCR Chevrolets this time. Josh, with Hill putting a nose in front.
Yeah, Hill was very much not wanting to be left out there, and now he's going to take the high line back. Mayer, Eckers, and there. Smith coming down on the low line of the 8 car as well, just bobbing. Can't really get something. Oh, and now Love's going to cut back through, trying to take the low line. Hill goes defensive, and already the battle between these two is brewing.
Yeah, Austin Hill drifted up. Jesse Love came down. Hill quickly tried to throw a block, and Love was very nice to his teammate there not to force the issue. So Hill holds on to the lead. Love is behind him second, then they're double file from third on back as they race down the backstretch.
Already looking at this, Christian Eckers as well in 6th position now, jogged back. Gray's cut back up still, but they're now the 21 of the 2, towing the 41 out of the final corner. And is Love going to go for a move on Austin Hill? He's getting very close over the line down towards turn 1 again. I think he's happy to stay on that high line, just draft him and let everybody else drag him along. On board with Burton.
Yeah, top 5 or 6 have gotten single file here, which is expected the deeper we go into this run, but there's still some guys down low that's trying to make that bottom line work, which includes Jeb Burton, but he is getting past on the outside by a number of cars. William Sawalich just went by him. Parker Retzlaff now alongside, and who is that's leading the inside line? It's Christian Eckes, the rookie, who won here in the Truck Series a couple of years back. He's leading that inside line, Josh, but it's not really going anywhere.
Trying to get 3 wide further back as well. That ultra high line is not going to do a thing. The 16 trying to come back through. He's the lead of the low line that the double O's just gone through of Creed. Carl Seed, by the way, the 28 has gone behind the wall. So that's not its day done yet, but with that new rule that you can repair and come back out to still score points no matter how many laps you're down, is going to be quite interesting as the 8 trying to drag the back and desperately push that inside low line into somewhat contention. It's the middle lane here that seems to be the best one.
Yeah, the top 6 from the middle line has now gotten single file. The first side-by-side action is at 7th, with Christian Eckes taking that push from Sammy Smith, trying to do something with it. But again, that bottom line just isn't going anywhere right now. So at the front, you've got Hill from Love, Mayer 3rd, Gray 4th, Quaffle 5th, then Zilich. Then that's where the side-by-side action begins.
on board with Jeb Burton. I was looking at the 25 of Harrison Burton a few moments ago, drifting and getting in a bit of higgledy-piggledy mess. Love still pushing the back of Austin Hill as they come into 3 and 4 once again. And the 26 going very slow at the back of turn 3 and 4 once again. Matthew, I've noticed on the rider tracker there.
Yeah, Dean Thompson, who had that cut tire that brought out the last caution. I think he also slapped the wall with the right side of that car, so I think he's going to be off the pace for the majority of the day, and now is also a lap down. In fact, multiple laps down. What is that? 3 laps down now for Dean Thompson. Yeah, I think we just passed him as the field runges past once again. 28 is back on the track, 7 laps down. Dean Thompson's 5 laps down. Still low line coming back through. I think that was, looking back, Eric Almirola was trying to go up and down in the mix. 19 of 45 complete over the line here. Still the top 3 running in together. Yeah, just about everyone now is in one single file line. Those guys that were down at the bottom trying to make that work, they finally said it's not going to happen, and they joined everyone upstairs. So now we get something that we never really got at Daytona last week, which is just one single line going around the track, led by the RCR Chevrolets of Hill and Love. As I mentioned a moment ago, Mayer 3rd, Gray 4th, Quaffle 5th. Then at 6th, you've got Connor Zilich. Harrison Burton runs 7th. Sheldon Creed owns 8th. Josh Williams rides along in 9th, and Jeb Burton completes the top 10 here as we're lap 20 of 45 in stage 1.
There's a separate pack forming, starting with the 20, well, actually starting with the 35 further back of, that's Jerry Gaze, who was sent to the rear of the field after qualifying. So that was the only penalty we got. Now we get the 27 in the mix as well, coming back through up high. So 21 of 45, approaching the halfway of stage 1, and Jeb Burt has made his way back up into 10th place now as well, as we take a look at Williams battling, trying to get back on the, well, that's Allgaier. Yeah, Allgaier's come right back up. The timing screen hasn't adjusted, but I think Allgaier's moved up into inside at least the top 10. He has.
And Josh Williams just dropped a couple of positions on that lap. He got caught out of the draft. Allgaier, along with Jeb Burton, got buys, so Williams has dropped back to 11th. Mentioned earlier, Williams with a 3rd place starting position, the best qualifying effort of his Xfinity Series career for the driver from Florida, has slipped back to 11th, just in front of Parker Retzlaff, who runs in 12th. Very impressive. Parker Retzlaff has been for a number of years with underfunded teams, now driving with Alpha Prime Racing in that number 4 car.
The Bennett 250 looking very good. Just noticed as well that there's a missing T in the hashtag of this. It's just my keyboard not to work when I need it to in the hashtag on YouTube. So there we go, getting a second T in there as we ride on. I think as well, Matthew, they're all happy to stay where they are this stage in the race. They don't want to go long and make mistakes. They're happy just to sort of cruise, get stage 1 done, then the battle will really come in stage 2 and stage 3.
Yeah, like I said, Atlanta is basically just a shrunken down version of Daytona, and when you shrink it down, it's like everything, it speeds up. Even though the speeds are the same, it feels faster because it's on a smaller racetrack. And I think a lot of these guys are, like you said, they're just more than happy to run single file here through the first stage and a half of this race or so, just to log laps and make sure they don't make a mistake. Because mistakes at Atlanta are much more frequent than they would be at Daytona, like we saw last week.
Multiple cars still running off of line. This is a separate battle. 1, 2, 3. I would say at least 11 to 12. 14 running in the lead group at the moment. Having a quick mental count. And they're all running single file, apart from Justin Allgaier and Jeb Burton. Yes. Yeah. I'm just at your word on that one.
Trying to drop to the bottom there, but really has not worked for him. Anyone that steps out of this line, they're going to go straight to the back of it because no one's going to go with them. So Eckes just dropped 14th. As you rightly said, this is a 14-car lead draft. Sammy Smith leads that second line at 15th. And there is, as I look on timing and scoring, about 5 in that group. That's all led by Sammy Smith.
It's cautiously, wildly accelerating as they come into it. Alpha Bill up in 5th place now, but it's still House of Birds up 12 places since the overall start 27 laps ago. Short stages, as you said.
Yeah, Burton and Retzlaff both have picked up 12 spots since the start, and Jeb Burton picked up 10. Here's some side-by-side action coming off turn 4. Sheldon Creed has stepped out of line. Justin Allgaier gets to his outside as they cross the line. Allgaier with drafting help from Parker Retzlaff. Jeb Burton has gone down there to try to help out Sheldon Creed. But, again, those two on the bottom are not making up any ground on that top line that just continues to draft on by.
Yeah, by the way, no issues in the truck. Post-race tech in truck garage complete, no issues. So Bush is the winner in that. Isolated from Bob Potgrass goes side by side again. The double O dropping back of Creed at least now down to 12th place in line, maybe 13th, is switching to the low line, coming in very quick there.
Oh,
so, that was almost big one there, Matthew. They swipe by quickly. The 16 goes through.
Christian Eckes very aggressively there, getting to the inside and past Sheldon Creed.
Oh, he's got the toe.
That is towards the bottom, or towards the tail end of this line. Eckes moving up to 12th with that pass, but that was an aggressive move.
Yep, goes down low and then swings back in. I don't think Creed even would have been aware how close that was, and he touched the apron actually. It nearly took them both out. There was a momentary drift to the rear of the car.
That was too close for comfort for both of those drivers that now run at 12th and 13th on the track, Eckes and Creed. Creed, of course, with all those second-place finishes, 13 of them in his career in this series without a win. Didn't finish second last week at Daytona, finished third.
Over there we go again. Love now starting to try and take that low line. Hill keeping the same momentum he has in the previous lap times, but he's trying to break the toe to Meyer as well. And Gray coming in, unless we're going to see 2 lanes start to form in the closing stages of the opening stage 1. It seems like they've backed up. The 14 cars that were breaking away now looks like they've backed up a bit. I'm now counting 16. Yes, yeah, they are. So at least, Matthew, now 19 cars starting to train up together.
Yeah, and that's not surprising when they're in this single-file line like this and no one's really racing each other extremely seriously. You might as well try to save some fuel, which is what they're doing here by backing their pace up. This lead line has. All of that, though, will pick up here in about 10 laps or so once we get to the end of the stage.
Just realised we've been having a dark driver tracker since it was enabled in the last stage of Daytona and the first 33 laps here. They've added a light bulb which puts it back to white with the track, and then you can see all the pit garages as well. Much better. Matthew, if you haven't got it, by the way, get your phone or your iPad, and you get now a rider tracker on the tablet. You get it as a Google Earth map. Online, you just get the basic one that you get to see back at home. But honestly, it's fantastic we get that this year.
Very good. Great to hear. Just got a clip there of Nick Sanchez, and where is he running? He's back in 29th, and he is running to the back of somebody because he has damage to the nose of that car. Of course, Sanchez was running extremely well. Yeah, there it is on our screens now. It's really caved in, the nose of that car. He was running well last week at Daytona, then got wrecked on the last lap of stage 2. And now he's got more damage here from some contact somewhere.
We'll keep an eye on, hopefully, when the CW comes back, because they're on an ad break right now, hopefully they'll give us information as to why. Just look at as well, Gray is closing in on the front, trying to work out how many cars are now getting into it, because they're slowly bringing in Eric Almirola. Ryan Sieg's coming into it. He's 9 seconds back, but slowly, lap by lap, he's closing it down. I won't be surprised if we have at least 24, 25 cars in contention at the end of this one when they start fighting for stage points in the next few moments. But already Love looking very racy indeed, and he's bringing Meyer with him. Now, the two teammates in the front can hold on whatever they like, but the Ford of Sam Mayer, he's going to want stage points. He's going to get a push now as well from Gray. Matthew, this is really starting to get entertaining as the 88 coming back in, and Zilic gets a tap from the 7 nearly. Wow, and he did tap him.
Yeah, those JRM cars have gotten linked up 5th, 6th, and 7th. Carson Quaffle, Connor Zilic, and Justin Allgaier, all from the JRM stables, so they are nose to tail at 5th, 6th, and 7th, maybe starting to plot their moves, because you're right, getting to the time where everyone's going to have to start figuring out what they want to do at the end of this stage. We know how important these stage points are. Austin Hill finished 33rd at Daytona last week, but he won both of the stages, and because of that, despite finishing 33rd on the track, he got the 17th most points. So these stage wins are important. We'll see how desperate these guys get to try to win the stage here in a handful of laps.
I think it's starting to happen now. We're getting the speeds. We're getting everyone trying to see, okay, if I go to the top line, is that going to break away? Google says watching this on the CW app doesn't disappoint yet. So hopefully that's going to be okay to come in. So far, CW, I think, have been doing a really strong job in the Xfinity Series in 2025. There is the bonnet, and I think we might have some information as to why that's coming soon.
That hood just popped up, a little damage to the nose of that. That's when he checked up earlier when Ryan Sieg had his issue, and it's continued to get worse. They'll look to fix it the next stop they make, and disappointing for a team that told me they were very excited. Patrick Donahue, the crew chief, said this is the same car they raced here last fall, Parker, when you finished second. So they had been very optimistic coming into this afternoon.
There you go, Matthew. You asked, you will receive from the CW.
Very good. Yeah, it was in that stack up on the first caution when Dean Thompson and Jeb Burton got sideways. Everyone checked up, and Sanchez ran into the back of Parker Retzlaff. Dean Thompson getting lapped here by the leaders on the back straightaway with 6 laps to go in the stage. And we are getting down to it here in this first segment of the race. As, speaking of Parker Retzlaff, right underneath the spoiler of Harrison Burton, as those two run 8th and 9th. Good runs here so far for those two underdog teams, Josh. Harrison Burton for AM Racing and Parker Retzlaff for Alpha Prime.
Yeah, Harrison Burton, I think, as well, my tip this year to do very well. He's got the confidence underneath him after that win at Daytona last year in the Cup Series, and now I think everybody's looking at him to get back full-time next year. He's sort of gracious, wasn't he, with the Xfinity Series, saying, it's not a downgrade for me, I'd rather be here and go racing than not racing for a year. He was happy with it, but there was no room left for him in the inn last year, which I found extremely disappointing. But I think continue to impress this year, start strong, a long way to go. I think he'll be back in Cups next year for sure.
Yeah, and you love hearing that comment from him because remember, a similar comment or a similar question was posed to Corey LaJoie when he didn't get a full-time Cup ride, and he was asked whether he wanted to go racing in the Xfinity or Truck Series, and he said, no, I don't want to run on Saturdays or Fridays in front of 12 people. I want to be in the Cup Series, and that's just a terrible attitude to have because now Corey is going to run, 3-6 races in the Cup Series. He's going to be on the sidelines most of the year. But you've got a guy like Harrison Burton graciously accepting what is available to him. Says, yeah, I'll run full-time in the Xfinity Series because I want to race every weekend.
And it's exactly what you need to do as we're now watching Burton coming in there with Eckes coming in around the outside of Parker Retzlaff as well. They're running nice and tight together, and a few of them now starting to get that low line. There's enough of them going, Matthew, that in a cup, well, we're running out of laps here with 1 to go until we get the end of stage. It looks like it's too late. Single file for most of it, but now look at that. Here comes Miley. He's coming through as well. He does not want to give up. And now we're seeing Hill and Love trying to block the path, but the Grey's coming as well.
Final lap of stage 1. Austin Hill won each of the 2 stages at Daytona last week, trying to win this one, but Sam Mayer in turn 1 drops to the bottom. He shakes Jesse Love up out of the groove. Mayer's side by side for second, but no attack on Austin Hill. They race at the end of the back straightaway and into turn 3, Josh. Let's see if Austin Hill's going to win already his 3rd stage of the year.
Gray's coming up high, trying to take it. It's not going to work out. 3 stages then for Austin Hill coming up. Who's going to finish in second place across the line? Jesse Love does get it by a whisker across. It's Austin Hill who takes stage 1 here at Atlanta. Jesse Love second, Sam May in third by, I would say, around about 8/10 of a second it was given at the line. That can't be correct. It has to be wrong, Matt. 1.0 for Jesse Love, 1.9 for Sam Mayer. Now that's the gap to the leader, which you extrapolate to be 8/10 of differential of the interval. Ah, there we go. My other timing screen's giving me the official. The gap between Jesse Love and Sam Mayer, 0.031 at the line.
There you go. That makes a lot more sense than 8/10 as well. So Austin Hill, 3 for 3 this year in winning stages. And, of course, we'll have to pay attention to this all year. Something new to pay attention to in NASCAR this year. Xfinity fastest lap point. 1 point in the championship given to the driver who completes the fastest lap of the race. And in stage 1, Justin Allgaier currently has the fastest lap of the race at 30.694 seconds. He currently has that fastest lap, by the way, by 1/1000th of a second over Parker Retzlaff.
I now know why the timing screen went wrong, because by the time I got to explaining it, one timing screen was on sector 1, the other was still at the timing line. So I'm glad I looked over to the other monitor to figure that out. That's why we have 2 timing monitors up here in the comms box, everybody, to work out. One gives us, what you see at home, it gives us positions, the car number, the driver, manufacturer, how many laps they've done. Then it gives us the delta, which is the gap between the leader and said car. For example, the gap between Austin Hill and, say, McLaughlin is 14.111. It gives us the last lap time, their best lap time, and the best lap they did that on. And then we get the top of the screen, a big board saying, is it caution, race time, lap number, to go, average speed, and what the last lap speed was as well. And on the secondary timing monitor, it's what you pretty much see at home, which is the flashing yellow for caution, the pit lane information of who comes in and what lap times they're doing, and then it gives us as well an interval screen and also the speed traps across their best and worst. And then the monitor just below me, you get the rider tracker, and then you also get the laps and rundown speed, which tells us how much time the race has been in. So it's lap 47, 116 to go, 43 in terms of laps to go in this stage, green for 42 of those laps we've completed so far, 5 laps so far yellow, who's in the lead of the race, and then also it tells us if there's a yellow, but also what causes the yellow, which is sort of a behind-the-scenes thing for us there in terms of, for instance, the first caution came out lap 7, lasted 5 laps, and it was because the 26 stopped on the track. Now this one's come out for stage 1 conclusion, tells us how many leaders we've had, and lead changes, that's 3, and any cars that are out of the race or behind the wall. So that's sort of our big monitor we need to keep our eye on, me and Matthew up here in the comms booth. But that's how it all works out. And I've filled enough time for the pits to come open.
You did a very good job.
Thank you.
Yes, pit road is open, and everybody is going to take this opportunity to come down pit road, change tires, and fill up on fuel. So when the folks at the CW up the mics on pit road, we'll head down there. It's a much longer entrance into pit lane here at Atlanta. Let's go down there.
He's having to lift a little more than he wants. Can't hold it wide open. A little free, a little snug, depending on where on the track he is, but definitely more on the free side. The plan is to make a chassis adjustment. They'll do a round and a half in the left rear as well as tape. You see him top of your screen. The crew going to work. They also put fuel on. It looks like left side tires only for Jesse Love. Dylan?
Left side tires as well for his teammate Austin Hill. He said, I'd like to be just a little bit tighter, but I don't want to go too far. They'll make an air pressure adjustment. Sam Mayer, bottom of the screen, chassis adjustment. They'll go around and change 4 tires. This is their plan, and they stick to it. It'll cost them a little track position here. They'll aim to gain that back with a shorter stop at the end of stage 2.
Austin Hill had some troubles getting out of his pit box. But
Seems like he did as well, but there's been... Whoa, I let him hit squiggly there. Let's take a look then what happened with Austin Hill. Fuel. Well, that's only because the car came in, Matthew. That's nothing to do with him.
Yeah, one car coming into his box when Hill was exiting, creating that. But only 3 teams took 2 tires. Hill and Love took 2. Just about everyone else took 4. So that's going to be an interesting case study going into this second stage to see how those RCR cars react on 2 left side tires versus everyone else who took 4, because we know the RCR cars are so dominant here. But will everyone else be able to take the fight to them after taking 4 tires? Can't wait to find out.
Still, it's the same distance, so another 45 laps for Stage 2, but this is one thing I had a complaint about in the truck series, and I hope you might agree with me here. We had 35 laps for the Stage 1 and Stage 2 in the trucks earlier on today, but when we went to caution and start Stage 2, we spent 9 laps under caution, which means we only had 24 racing laps in Stage 2. And it drove me up the wall, because how are we supposed to go racing when as soon as all the action, starts to heat up and everyone gets all tyres in the right zone now, out comes the checkered flag and, well, you have to bunch back up again for another caution. I don't agree with stages. I never do. It doesn't make sense, because especially in the trucks, if the trucks want to have stages, do you agree here, Matthew? Just have 2 stages for the trucks.
Yeah, it does become an issue with these shorter races. Like you said, the trucks only run 135 laps earlier. So if you're going to split those stages, you're going to have 2 short stages, and that middle one is going to be even shorter on green flag racing, to your point, because the caution laps do count. So certainly something they have to worry with more on the truck series than anywhere else, because those are generally the shortest races. So yeah, no, I totally understand what you're saying.
Yeah, it drove me up the wall as well in the commentary box, and also what also drove me up the wall was that the systems went down 3 laps into the race. So there's me, not knowing a thing about the truck series, having to fill for 35 seconds, reading off a timing screen. That was not great, but thankfully it's all okay now. That's only because I knocked the desk and the Wi-Fi went off, which is not the best example of what to do.
But by the way, about that truck race earlier, a lot of people, and rightly so, I'm one of them, are very quick to talk about how messy truck series races can get because of, for whatever reason, like the youthful drivers just losing their minds and it turns into a wreck fest.
Yeah.
We're very quick to point that out when it happens, and rightly so, but we do need to say, today, they ran a very clean race, and down to the finish, we had, 20 or so laps on that last run, and it was extremely clean, and it gave us a very thrilling photo finish, so kudos to those guys today.
Found it exciting. It was really good. JT?
I don't know who it was, but a couple of cars, like six to go, got so out of shape that I thought they were going to come out. But a couple of amazing saves. Well, JP, I definitely saw the photo of my setup at Dingwood. But yeah, 5 to go, a couple of amazing saves.
They were fantastic, the way they were saving. By the way, the restart zone for this weekend across all series is the Eco Park restart zone. I don't really want to read that down.
Yes, no longer the Geico restart zone every single week. They have opened up that sponsorship, so...
Yeah, this is more confusing for us. Also... yeah, go on.
Restart zone. And now that it's not just one sponsor everywhere we go, it gives us the freedom to just call it the restart zone.
It does. The last lap, anybody know if it's still sponsored by Credit One Bank?
I believe it is.
Oh, I haven't seen it on the Fox coverage so far this year. Although we took international for Daytona for the 500, so how joyous was that? Oh, Matthew, I loved every single second of it. Although we did go down a couple of times. And guess when it went down? Stage 2 caution. That caution when we went back to green in Stage 2, it went down then, the international feed, because there was a problem. I was furious as we come to the tubes at the back then. But they've promised us it will be fine this week.
I am shocked that we don't have a sponsor for the shoes yet. So hold on a minute. Hold the phone. I just got a picture from JT. Do you mean to tell me that he is watching this race and commenting on this race periodically as he is at a racetrack?
Yes, he is.
Holy cow.
That is how he does. Well, I'd love to know why his iPad, what he's watching us on, looks so red, whereas everything else is your colour messed up there, JT? Is your colour messed up there on your iPad?
No, that was the camera.
Ah, just the camera. Okay.
Yeah, that was watching the truck race earlier, Matthew. And now in the car, I like 10 minutes, 5 minutes max. 10 minutes max, about 5 minutes away from home, so I will be joining you shortly.
Lovely.
That is unbelievable to me that he... Oh my goodness. There's just...
He's nuts.
There are no bounds to your guys' work here covering these races.
Hey, you just wait until I'm at Donington Park at 8 o'clock at night commentating on a NASCAR race. Because it's Talladega.
Exactly the connection everyone would make. You calling a NASCAR race from Donington Park.
Yeah. Well, it's only because it's Talladega, and I'm fed up of missing Talladega. I keep missing it. I was promised fights and Talladega nights, and what do I get? Cold, wet Donington Park on an Easter weekend. It's not the best. Actually, it's the weekend after Easter I'm there, because Easter once again falls on my... Say again, JT.
Matthew, have I sent you the Talladega Night Stop podcast?
Oh no, I don't believe so.
I shall send it to you.
What was that ad break? Yeah. Okay. What was that? We had that last week over something. A Talladega Nights ad break cut. I can't remember what it was, but it made everybody laugh. I think Matthew, you were in the booth with us. I think it was like a wreck, and they went to an ad break, and then they camped back, and then they were wrecking. I can't remember what it was. It did make me laugh. Anyway, coming to the green for the start of stage 2.
Goodness, he just sent me that picture. Oh my heavens. That movie will never die, will it?
No. My favourite is my friends. What's that? The invisible fire's killing my friend. Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh dear. Oh my. That movie. It certainly made an impression on many.
Drive it like you stole it. Let's get ready for stage 2.
Google user on the comments says, I love the newly reconfigured track. It has just created unbelievable racing, the reconfiguration here. As we get ready for the restart, Josh, let's go for stage 2.
Green flag, and we are back to running here for the Xfinity Series. The Bennett 250. Austin Hill in the lead, but coming up second is Sam Mayer. We've got Jesse Love, who's going to try and swing around the outside already. Creed, who's pushing Mayer to the lead at the front, just put a foot on the apron there, but it's a clean restart from everybody. That's what we like to see.
2x2 down the back straightaway. Already some guys jumping from the bottom lane to the top to try to go ahead and get the high ground up there, but at the front it's Austin Hill. Around the outside of the turns 3 and 4 banking, puts his nose in front of Sam Mayer with drafting assistance from his teammate Jesse Love. Hill gets to the lead as they go through the quad oval and go back to turn number 1. The RCR Chevrolets link up first and second. Behind them on the outside is Sammy Smith, who's now side by side with Sam Mayer for the 3rd position as they hit the backstretch.
It's absolutely fantastic as well of how they're going to loop it all around together into 3 and 4 then. And just keeping it that low line now, sort of becoming the dominant as the sun begins to set here. Creed's getting a little bit of a bump from Gray as Gray goes round the outside, trying to take Sam Mayer and does so for 3rd place on the line. Gray's going to drop back 2, but still at the front, it's Austin Hill and Jesse Love. Then with Sammy Smith running in 3rd position.
Yeah, it's going to take a really big effort from a lot of drivers, not just one, but from a lot of drivers to break up that RCR 2-pack at the front, because that duo is just so lethal on these drafting tracks, and they have basically, Josh, been nose to tail 1st and 2nd since this race started, except for on the initial start when they were door to door.
Yes, and of course, the leaders in this race, the 70's officially a lap, and so is the 21. Look at the one, though! Round the outside, the 20's been dropped back massively. He had no traction to go in the mid-pack, and it's been dropped in the draft.
Brandon Jones between cars, between Eric Almirola and Ryan Sieg in turns 3 and 4. So Jones really stuck in it. Jeb Burton now gets to his outside. Those Joe Gibbs Racing Toyotas just have not shown much speed all day long. You get them on the straightaway, and both Jones and Almirola drops anchor as they get passed by both Jeb Burton and Parker Retzlaff.
What a fantastic charge. Is now the 18 getting no draft from the front, so he's going to drop back, but picks up
the other Joe Gibbs Racing car, Sawalich. So they're all dropping back.
So come help me, come help me. I don't want to be on my own in the mid-pack. Then no one's going to be my friend round here. Oh, I long for the days to bring back in-car communication between all the drivers. That was some funny stuff, and unfortunately that's gone now.
They did away with that, gosh, number of years ago now, as we have once again gotten to basically one single file line around the top of the banking again.
Oof. They're rubbing, no Goodyear left on these tyres. They're all rubbed off on the barriers exit too.
Yeah, they're just, again, this is how this race went last year too. You just get the feeling that they want to all get to the final stage, and actually they want to get beyond that. They want to get down to the last 15 or 20 laps, and then they'll start racing, but they don't want to make a huge mistake to ruin their race at this time. And again, we're probably going to run single file like this for the next 25 laps or so until it's time to try to jockey for another stage win.
Yep, we're going to go until lap 90 at the end of this stage, and then lap 90 to 163 all runs as stage 3. Actually breaks at the moment as they continue to charge. And Austin Hill leads, Love, Smith, Gray, Zilich, the top 5, and now the 25 and the 20 running side by side down through 1 and 2. As that is Harrison Burton on the low line. And of course, with Brandon Jones on the high line, the 19 goes back through of Eric Almirola. Now we cut back to the 1 with the 11 of Williams and the 7 there of Argyle. And again, everyone's slotting in. And it's now one long line for the first, easy 24, maybe even 28 cars in a row here. They're all just towed up together. There's a little gap, and the 10's leading out. So everyone down 20 cars in a single line here, Matthew.
Just mark down, because this is important, those RCR cars took 2 left side tires under that caution. Everybody else took 4. And still, on 4 fresh tires, no one could get by those RCR Chevrolets. So they are they're the class of the field, the 2 and the 21. The only question is, will someone be able to team up with others to break them up? As Taylor Gray gets out of line in turn 2, gets passed by Connor Zilich and Christian Eck. It's going to be passed by everybody, actually, Josh, because the entire drafting line is going to engulf the 54 of rookie Taylor Gray. Sheldon Creed gets by him off the outside of turn 4. Carson Quaffle does. Josh Williams does. Justin Allgaier does. Ryan Sieg does. Is there a place to get in line for Taylor Gray? Not yet. Jeb Burton's around his outside now.
That feels like a metaphor for my dating life there. Constantly left on the inside, completely alone, while everyone else on the high line just whizzing on by. I feel sorry for him.
There goes Anthony Alfredo. There goes Parker Retzlaff. There goes the 18 of William Sawalich. Maybe he could slot in between Sawalich and Jones.
Yes.
Those are his teammates, of course. So they're going to cut him a break. And now all of the Joe Gibbs racing cars right there together at the back of the line. The Gibbs cars, Sawalich, Gray, Almirola, and Jones. They're all together, and they're outside the top 15 now.
Yeah, 15 to 17 on the board. Well, actually, no, kind of 18 on there. Coming in. Still, look at the 8 car, Sammy Smith. Come on, nowhere, hasn't he? He's really had a great restart. Pushed it back up into 3rd position. He's going to get pushed by Connor Zilich now. Christian Eckes as well, just there. Over the line, lap 22 coming up of 45. Extreme high lines trying as they come through turn 3 and 4. Hello, Google user. He asked around and questions, does anyone know what happened to Rocket Mohawk? He's podcast only now, I think, at the moment. So that was a shame. I think the FIA banned him. The amount of swearing he has in his videos. Over the line again we come. Hill leads Love, Smith, and Zilich across the line, very close together by, well, actually, we've got 8 cars separated by 0.8 of a second.
I'm already seeing everyone tweet that they've ruined Atlanta. Well, no. This is exactly how this race went last year. Let's calm down.
And nobody was saying, oh, they've ruined Atlanta when we got the closest top 3 finish in history. And everyone was going, this is incredible. What a race.
So this is what I love about NASCAR fans. Last week in the Daytona 500, the whole pack went into fuel saving mode, right?
Yeah.
So because they went into fuel saving mode, we got tons of 2 and 3 wide racing, and everyone sat there and saw 2 and 3 wide racing and said, this is terrible. They're not going 100%. They're only running 60% throttle, 70% throttle. This is terrible. Now we get to the Xfinity race the very next week, and we're not getting 2 and 3 wide racing. We're getting, again, strategic racing of let's run in a single file line to not make a mistake, and everyone's like, this is terrible. So clearly we cannot please anybody.
Well, motorsport fans are goldfish. That's what I always call us. But also another thing is that we're bone dead stupid as well. Because the thing is, we can't see the strategy. We try up in the booth and we can understand it as well. And hopefully you at home can. We can see the strategy guide to it. And so we know why they're doing it. And we're telling you why they're doing it. But we're the same as you in terms of we want to see fast cars go fast. So, yeah, it's a bit like caveman seeing fire, going, ooh, we see fast cars, we want to go, woo, not, oh. So, yeah, just put pedal to the metal and floor it, that's all we want. But we have to explain why they're doing the strategy, why the tyres are not going to be able to handle that, why the fuel loads are different, who's going to go well, explain the draft. It's boring! We just want to call some exciting action. I know Matthew would agree with us. We'd rather be calling wrecks and side-by-side passes and drafts and not going to explain why this fuel load is now just 2% higher than this fuel load. Oh, it gets boring sometimes.
Yeah, I don't care what anybody says. The 3-wide racing at Daytona last week was a hell of a lot more entertaining than the single-file racing that we're seeing right now.
Oh, yes.
I don't care if they're running 60 or 70% throttle. They are saving fuel because that is a strategy that they are employing to try to win the race. That's what we get in every sport.
Yeah.
Listen, there are football teams in American football. There are football teams that want to run the ball rather than throw the ball. They want to run the ball more than they throw it. People find that boring, but that's their advantage. That's the strategy they want to employ, just like here on these super speedways. If they want to save fuel, let them. Stop complaining about it.
And now's the best time to do it as well, because the sun is setting. So the track temperature is getting cooler and cooler, which means the cars can run faster, but at a slower pace. Does that make sense? It's hard. The track temperature drops as Love's taken the lead away from Hill coming out of turn 3. So to explain it, the track temperature is getting cooler out here. As we see a replay of how he did it. So Hill's coming into 1, and yeah, Love's going to slip through on the inside line into 1 and 2. Very nicely done to get the lead. So he took a risk on that low line, but I think the 21 just backed up there as what we're talking about for saving fuel. But the sun is setting, so the track temperature's cooling, which means the cars can run faster, but at lower speed, because there's not as much grip or heat going through the tyres, which means the tyres are cooler, but still warm. So it's like Bonneville salt flats. You just got to find the optimal temperature to run in, and you've got it. That's how I try and explain things.
Well, and when it's a cooler temperature, of course, where the ambient temperature is in the 50s, so the engines are not getting overheated. They're working at about an optimal conditions here. As Austin Hill closes right back in on Love, and he's going to slice to his inside. Woo! I was very intrigued that Love decided to try to pass his teammate, which he did. Now Hill is going to do the same. That's very interesting to me that the teammates have swapped the lead between each other now a couple of times in the last 4 laps. I was not expecting that.
I wonder if they wanted to see if Love had enough. I wonder if Austin Hill's got less fuel available to him, because he's, of course, at the front, so he would use more fuel than Love, who's getting the toe in second. So the speed sort of sucks them along more, which means he doesn't need to have full throttle. So I wonder if what they were testing there was if Love went to the lead, if Austin could stay in second place and try and get that fuel margin down. That's what I'm trying to think. That's the only reason I can see for the swap positions, to see if Hill could just sort of save fuel and draft a little bit and let Love take up the slack. Because Hill's led so many laps of this race now. He led,
I wonder, too, if they were working together there to see if, once we get to the last laps of the race, can I make this pass?
Could be, yeah.
And they were just working together, because obviously the teammates, we're in the middle of the race, the teammates aren't going to try anything stupid. So I just wonder if they were attempting to see if they could make the pass if they need to. Once we get to the end of the race, though, someone makes a dive like that, the guy running in front will defend it harder.
At least some possible involvement. Hello, by the way.
Hello.
Definitely some involvement of fuel saving, because you save way more fuel in the pack than at the front of the pack.
Yeah. Have you got the spotters and officials in your ears, JT, I'm wondering?
Yes, I do.
I thought so. Keep an eye on it for us to come in. I was going to try and get the officials radio on, but it had a paddy.
Does Matthew know my secret?
Earpieces? I can't remember. Did you show him the video?
Matthew, do you know my secret?
Did I hear? I believe you told me that you have an earpiece in the ear, headset over the ear. Is that right?
Yes, I do.
Quite ridiculous to me, by the way.
I still don't know why he doesn't just put it through the bus mixer and have it all in one, because you can change the bus mixer levels. I don't know why he does that. That's what I do. We've got the same bus mixer. 3 wide in the mid-pack, all guys in the centre.
I haven't worked out, JB, how to separate something to the left and right ear if they're coming from the same source.
Ah, fair point.
Well, as we talked about at one point last week, having all of those voices in my ear would just not be good for me.
Not meant to.
I already have enough voices in my head during the week when I'm not broadcasting.
Oh, it drives me up the wall, I can tell you. I was trying to sleep last night, and after the World Superbikes race, and I physically couldn't. I had 2 hours nap time, couldn't do it, because my brain was on fire of all the things.
Get to sleep, JB?
I had a 45-minute sleep after the qualifying session, and then after the race yesterday, I slept till 1.
At 7 AM. It took me like an hour to get to sleep after the Superbike race.
One good thing is we're going to be fresh for tomorrow.
I literally went to sleep as the sun was coming up. I could see the sun through my blinds.
Racing the sun. That's what it is here for motorsport fans. We literally just chase Mother Nature. Anyway, maybe Father Time. 9 to go. Hill still leads. It's still been 1-1, but now I'm just starting to see, Matthew, Zilich and Smith battling and trying to get that high line, and a few of them deciding whether or not they want to take a risk on the low line.
Yeah, we're down inside of 9 to go in the stage, and just keep in mind, you've got those 2 RCR teammates first and second. Then behind them, you've got 2 JRM teammates, third and fourth, and Sammy Smith and Connor Zilich. So we'll see if Smith and Zilich can work together to try to pass the RCR teammates ahead of them. Also have some guys that's finally dropped down to the bottom here and trying to make their way up the field and try to pick up some track position that way. Justin Allgaier leads the bottom line. Now coming down in front of him is Sam Mayer and Sheldon Creed. Speaking of teammates, those two are the Haas Factory team teammates, and they've jumped down in front of Nick Sanchez, and now we're going to get some moving and shaking going on in this lead pack as we come to 7 to go in the stage.
Battle is on now. Sam Mayer coming through pit road.
For finish, and then obviously he's in 10th right now.
That was a quick message about AJ Amarola who's coming through as well.
Pit road safety there, JB.
Yeah, because I was hearing her in my ear, and it was telling me to throw to her because I've got the production thing in my ear, so I had to throw to get through. Meantime, Love leads. Sam Mayer in second position now. And they've swapped back again because now Hill's got it. They're bumping and drafting so much, it's getting ridiculous out here. It's become, with 6 to go in this stage, literally, 3 wide. We're back to Daytona spec.
Yeah, we have now gone back to real double file intense super speedway
yeah.
racing now that guys are trying to pick up positions to get in better position for the stage ending. Jesse Love's been shaken off of Austin Hill's back bumper, and he has dropped back, as now the top three are Hill, Mayer, and Creed. So now Austin Hill has lost his wingman Jesse Love, and instead he's got a pair of teammates behind him at Haas Factory team, Mayer and Creed. Will those two be able to work together to get around Austin Hill? They've also brought Justin Allgaier and Eric Almirola towards the front here, so this could get a bit hairy for Austin Hill, as he no longer has his teammate right behind him. We're in turn 4, coming to 4 to go in the stage.
Love still keeping through. Smith nearly touching the back and getting such a toe over the line. I'm surprised they haven't wrecked there, to be fair. Almirola is really trying to keep that low line working. Low line now the best one. Love's trying to go back up high. Coming with him, it looked like Creed. Look at this, since the restart, Sanchez up 23 places. Looking strong. We're getting 3 wide here in Atlanta. Midway through turn 3 and 4. Now the battle is on, and the 88's starting to drop back. 4 to go in stage 2.
Connor Zilich between cars, Carson Quaffle and Jeb Burton, but you're right, Nick Sanchez, who had that damage in stage 1, remember, they've repaired it nicely, and he has really jumped up through the field here as he's broken inside the top 10. He's battling Ryan Sieg. Oh, but he's loose off of turn 2. Woohoo! Sanchez nearly lost it.
His car looking like Chick Hicks now with the moustache. It's the Nigel Mansell effect. He's just driving thinking, I've got a moustache, got to keep it safe. But now I've got 3 wide coming across the start line as well. Look at Allgaier coming right up. He's now got that low line, and he's going to try and draft off of Meyer, who's just ahead. But he's right at the back of Austin Hill. 2 to go, and now we're going up high. Creed's taking the high line. It's bringing Love with him. And has Meyer stayed there? Yes, he has. And oh, look at Allgaier. He's going to run in net 3rd position at this rate. He's battling with Love side by side to 3, and he's into net 3.
Those Haas Factory team cars got side by side rather than nose to tail. I'm a little bit surprised at that. Here they come to the line to start the last lap of the stage. Hill is leading. The Haas Factory team teammates behind are side by side still between Mayer and Creed. They're side by side instead of nose to tail. They're not going to be able to work together to try to draft past Hill. So this has not worked out for the Haas cars. Justin Allgaier's in there too. Hill down the bottom of the racetrack. Now Mayer swings up top. Hill blocks off that advance. They're in turn 3.
Still problems though as the 3 wide mid pack. They've got to be very careful here as they come back on. Love's coming into it. Over the line we go. And it's going to be Hill for a 2nd stage win. And he's 4th of the season.
Yeah, I do not agree with that strategy at all from the Haas Factory team guys, Mayer and Creed. Why they went side by side there rather than trying to draft nose to tail and work together to get by Austin Hill there. I don't get that at all. That's poor teamwork by the Haas guys.
Yeah, there's that slide from Sanchez. Oh, my word. He got so close.
91 ahead of 51.
91 ahead of 51. So that is Josh Belicki ahead of Jeremy Clements for over 25th and 26th place. Stage 2 flew by.
See, if you're going to beat Austin Hill in this race, you're going to have to work together. And those Haas Factory team cars did not work together well at the end of that stage. So you're not going to beat Austin Hill by yourself. That's we have learned that in these drafting track races the last handful of years. Daytona, Atlanta, Talladega. You're going to have to work together to shake Hill from the lead, and then you can race each other. But you're going to have to work together to get by him first.
Just trying to work out, how long did that stage actually take? Because when I looked at the monitor earlier on, I think that stage only took around about 25 minutes. We ran caution free, but that is, what was it? 45 laps in 20-something minutes. That's really fast work from the Xfinity guys. And they were fuel saving during it as well.
71, 91, 51. So 71 in front of 91.
That's Ryan Ellis in 24th place. And Josh Belicki's moved up now as well into 25th across that line. From the officials' radio. John, a laugh.
3 past 53 for the 2nd time.
Nice and Maggio. Do you want to laugh, by the way? Dean Thompson, 15 laps down, but still circulating. Still out there. He'll pick up a couple of laps under this caution as driver's going to the pit lane, because I think he pitted just before, but he's backed up to the leaders now as well. Have you, JT, have you got the app yet with the tracker?
Driver tracker, not. I don't have it open at the moment because I'm transferring files, but I do have it, yes.
Amazing, isn't it, this year? Massive fan.
Yeah.
Slightly annoyed that JT's here, actually, because he could do me a massive favour.
And do what? And replace you in the commentary box?
No, because I'm staying for this. I was on about, we've got World Superbikes, a 10-minute session coming up, and I need to record the time read screen and can't do it. I was going to use my iPad, but you're here.
Yeah, let me see if I can get my second setup up and running.
Thank you. I just record the whole page, and I can edit it after the race.
Is it just the timing page?
Just the time. And can you do the audio?
Audio from what?
I can. I can do the audio. If you can do the timings, I can do the audio.
I can do the audio, but I don't know what audio you want.
It's on the app. They do a live audio on the app. See, production meeting live on air, everybody. Yes, yes, JT. Filmed another one. I love this music. Have you adjusted to it yet, Matthew? You said last week it would take some getting used to.
Yeah, it was taking me back last week. Just taking me aback. Yeah, it's very interesting. It's certainly not what you would expect from a normal racing broadcast, but good job on the CW for changing a lot up right now with their theme music, with their graphics. They're doing extremely well.
We're looking back to Kota. Oh, I'm so
that's
looking
where we
forward
head
to
next weekend. The Xfinity Series calendar turns to March next weekend. We'll go to Austin, Texas, and of course, the new look Circuit of the Americas next week, remember? And then we'll also race in Phoenix, Las Vegas, Miami, and Martinsville in the Xfinity Series, and the Cup Series for that matter, in the month of March.
IndyCar back next weekend, boys. Everyone ready?
Oh, super excited.
Even though it is on Fox.
Can't wait to see. Yeah, can't wait to see what it looks like on Fox.
Have you seen the graphics pack leaks?
Yes,
yeah,
I did.
Looks good, looks good. Even though they are cartoons, but that's just lining up with everything else on Fox.
Yeah, that's another thing. Racing fans complain about that too. But they do that in football, they do that in baseball, they do that in soccer. So that is just Fox's thing.
Yeah.
You don't have to like it, but let's not act like they don't do it everywhere else.
Pit road's open, let's go down.
Ultimately finished that stage in the 7th position. Sammy reporting he was about a half a number too tight as you see the cars entering pit road. Sammy will have that first available box, but it reporting too tight, slow, but better. He felt that the first stage, you see the crew going to work. It's going to be left side tires for him, fuel, and a slight adjustment just to free him up a little bit for this final stage. As we look at the rest of the field, Sheldon Creed, you see him at the top there, putting tires on that machine. Sheldon said he's pretty free. You see the adjustment to tighten him up. Crew Chief Jonathan Tony trying to learn what is too free for his driver. They'll take 4 fresh Goodyear tires. No go field, Dylan.
Austin Hill stalled leaving his pit box, said that they were freed up as they went, but he wants that feeling to make some moves. Left the balance alone, changed right side tires, and for Sam Mayer, he was pretty good. Asked to be tightened up just a touch as well. 2 tires for him.
I love the
I'm also interested, Josh, so Austin Hill pitted at the end of stage 1, took 2 left side tires. Now he's pitted here, he's taken 2 right side tires. So they have not put 4 tires on that car yet.
Are they going to try and save that in case we have a very late caution and shove them all in then?
Now, Jesse Love did take 4 tires here, so Love is going to be as far back as we've seen him all race, and he's not going to be with his teammate Hill for the restarts.
Yeah. Can't remember if it was Daytona or the Truck Series race earlier on, but somebody was given the advice, don't take 4 tires at Atlanta. But they still did it anyway, and they won. Do you remember? Was it Jesse Love in Daytona that said that?
I'm not sure, but it is interesting how even with this surface starting to wear out a little bit more, each and every hot summer and then cold winter they go through, this surface is going to wear out. We're still not seeing that you have to change 4 tires all the time.
I'm liking this.
Eventually, this racetrack is going to wear out because they have just such hot summers in Georgia and then deal with winters. Eventually, this track is going to start wearing like it did before the reconfiguration. And what we don't know is how the track will race as a worn-out version of the reconfiguration.
One thing we are...
Race off pit road, just quickly, JB, sorry. 25 in ahead of the 16.
Oh, okay. It's getting weird how that's changing around so much tonight.
Anyway, back to setting up the second setup.
Yes, thank you, JT. Warphammer says, NASCAR on here while streaming supercars on the main screen. Jealous you've got supercars. I've got to catch up on this weekend. Did I get a pick a winner, by the way? Did Will Brown win the opening 2 races? Asks too many, probably doesn't know supercars. Adam Lemridge, if you're in the chat, let me know, would you? That would be very nice.
Didn't they have like a super close finish in one of those races?
I have no idea. I think so, but I haven't seen them yet. I've yet to catch up. I prioritised the Australian World Superbikes, which we're covering this year. Yeah, JBMotorsports.
Penalties, JB.
Say again?
Penalties. 92 pitting under closed pit, 44 equipment interference to the tail of the longest line, 1 to go at the line.
Saturday's race was a banger. Absolute insane race. I should look forward to watching it. But yeah.
There it is.
Go on.
Cam Waters, I was
74
sent
as well.
it by Matt White, sent it in our chat. Cam Waters beat Brock Feeney in the Sydney 500 by 3/100ths of a second.
I would love to cover supercars.
Add the 35.
I would too. I would absolutely. I am every time I watch it, which again isn't often live. I am always entertained by it, but
Same
it's
here.
just impossible
Yeah.
with the time difference.
If there was some sort of way that human beings don't need to sleep and could do, I would do it. But we've got 30 different championships on the channel this year, and we've just nearly been killed by adding World Superbikes this weekend, so that's a lot of fun. JT sleep schedule still probably won't recover. We should be going green soon.
Second week in a row, by the way, that Austin Hill has won each of the first 2 stages, so we've run 4 stages this year. If you don't count the final stage as a proper stage, we've run 4 stages this year, and Austin Hill's won them all.
That's just going to probably mean that we're going to see Jesse Love taking another victory if we're going on that.
He's going to have to make his way through the pack here on this restart, right? Because he took 4 tires.
So he's got
Where
right
is
down.
he at?
Ooh.
He is 12th.
Wow, way down the order. As we come to the choose, I'm going to keep my eye on him. I'm looking.
Add the 92 as well for improper fueling. 92, 44,
He's gone low.
35. I lost the other couple, but yeah, there's like 5, 6, 7 penalty vehicles.
Jesse Love's gone low, by the way, on that restart. JT, just to let you know, the live audio, if you have the World Superbikes app and able to tie it up, that has just become available. Supercars.
I think you're right about this, Josh, that it's going to be very interesting to watch Jesse Love, because he's now as far back as he's been all race, but he's got 4 fresh tires. So let's see how long it takes for Jesse to get that track position back, because he's basically been first or second all race long.
Yeah, I want to give you, at some point in the race, Matthew, I want to give you an example of what I hear up in the comms box while you're trying to talk. So when we get into a bit of a smooth running, I'm going to turn the faders up so everybody can hear, and you can see, Matthew, while you try and talk, how difficult it is to explain my earlier fumble when I was getting information from pit road. Anyway, we are coming to the green. Oracle, your go.
Oh, this will be interesting, because Justin Allgaier decided to jump to the bottom on the choose. So this is the highest up we've seen Allgaier all race long. He's going to start on the inside of row 1 alongside Austin Hill. We are going to have 65 laps to go when we take the green. So 65 laps in this stage from the green flag here. After the first 2 stages went much less than that at 45. Green flag is out, and we are racing again. Hill on the outside, getting pushed into turn 1 by Sam Mayer. That bottom lane, led by Allgaier, as I said. Behind him is Nick Sanchez and Sammy Smith. And it's Austin Hill with a nose in front as they hit turn 2. And down the back straightaway, it's dead even at the front of the field right now. Allgaier is not letting Hill pull down and take this lead that he's had for most of the race. They go into turns 3 and 4, Josh, and Allgaier is up to this battle with Austin Hill.
Yeah, and Allgaier nearly took them all out as well. He was getting a shove from Sanchez behind, and he went left, right, trying to control it on the back stretch, but he will not lead a lap on the line. Hill still the net leader. Allgaier in second, trying to go up high. Well, that's going to be... Well, who has gone high? Is that Solwich in the 18? Yes, it is. He's gone up high, and now he's joined up there by Smith, who takes the low line. The 2's in there as well of Love, so he's gone from the low line back up to the high line again, Matthew. He wants that outside push, because he knows when we go into Fuel 7 mode, the outside's the place to be, and he's making some moves as Hill takes the low line, and now Meyer coming back up into third.
Yeah, I'm going to be watching that red and white number 2 of Jesse Love here. He's already moved up from 12th to 8th. Very quickly in a couple of laps. That is a very good and very fast race car, but he is in the most traffic he's been in all race long here. He is right behind Sheldon Creed. In fact, he's behind both of the Haas cars on that top line, and Eric Almirola's up there too. So Jesse Love's going to be an interesting watch here to see how quickly he can get back to the front as he pulls up alongside Carter Quaffle.
So still pushing together as we come through into 1 and 2. We've got a bit of a 3. We've got like an ultra high lane approaching up now. The extreme, the dirty upside of the track. That's where Love was running, trying to get a toe off the back as well. Off the 00 of Creed. Don't think it worked too well. Hill still leads on that low line. Old guy's slipped in behind him. Sanchez, my money at the moment to see what he can do later on. There is Love, and they're still holding it on. And I like what JT said the other one about Love winning on Valentine's Day. Can Love triumph here in Atlanta? And now the 00's dropped back. Love's gone through. Creed has been dropped, and he's about to be spun around if he's not careful, because he's on the extreme outline, 4 wide.
Yeah, Christian Eckes really pushing the envelope there as he went below Swallich, Creed, and Jeremy Clements. Creed has really been pushed back here. Swallich underneath him very loose, holds on to it, but that was an aggressive move by Jesse Love, and it really hurt a couple of those guys. And here goes Love again. He fades high in turns 1 and 2 to try to get alongside Eric Almirola. Can't do it off turn 2, however.
Yeah, he nearly got drafted in the back as well. 3 wide just behind, and Love really is pushing. Got the double Creed, the 27 involved there as well, and the 4 all coming in side by side. So Jeb Burton trying to take that inside line. That's going to be difficult. If he's not careful, it's getting to the pitch moment. Creed's nearly in the wall, coming through over the line, and they're nearly wrecking into 1. Wow! 5 nearly running together. This is madness in Atlanta. And look at the 27 now, Burton. He's cut off of Love.
Yeah, this is the racing we've become accustomed to at Atlanta since the reconfiguration, and that was a big power move there by Jeb Burton to go to the middle and make that pass on Jesse Love. Jesse Love is a frustrated driver right now, and he is finding it difficult to get back to the front where he's been at for the majority of this race. Up front, it's Hill, Allgaier, and Smith, single file, the top 3. Side by side at 4th, Ryan Sieg and Nick Sanchez battle for that position.
Still battling hard, though. This is what we like to see. It's what we need to see as we get a dramatic zoom in of the rubber being laid down into the backstretch end. 3 and 4. The artificial light now taking over from the sunlight. Love's going up high, gets cut off, comes back on the inside of the 27, goes down low to as well. That's going to be a bit too careful. Burton's on the outside, Love's staying in, and he's keeping his foot hard down. The 27 swings down in front as well. Wow, Burton's not messing around.
Jeb Burton being the most aggressive of anyone right now, and he slides up out of turn 2, nearly gets into the side of Sam Mayer, darts back down to the bottom to get in front of Jesse Love. Well, we talked about Jeb Burton last week, as we have a caution. Yellow flag is out.
That's probably good news. Ah, McLaughlin. Bodywork up.
CJ McLaughlin in the DGM Racing Chevrolet has damage to the right side of his car.
He's hit the
Main
wall.
Street Auto, the sponsor on the hood and quarter panels of that car this weekend, and something has happened there to CJ, which is a shame.
Apparently he's hit the wall.
Pass 74, contact with wall in turn 1 and 2 for McLaughlin.
Wall riding. Great. JT, you'd be delighted to know that start's delayed due to a wet track in Superbikes.
Yeah, I saw on the race control messages.
Yeah, lovely. So McLaughlin comes back into the pit lane then. This is our second caution of the night for a car in trouble. First, of course, the 26 stopped on track, but he did it deliberately. So, brought out a caution on purpose.
And yes, I am aware of anyone listening to the officials radio along with me. They are doing a lineup. I'm setting up a second setup, which my OBS is failing to update. So fun there.
Well, I honestly have a feeling, JT, that the warm-ups might be cancelled. So you might be all right. I've just been texted a photo of what Phillip Island looks like. And you know how the sea is just nearby? Yeah, well, the sea's actually come onto the circuit. So not the best at the moment over there at Phillip Island. Hey, I've just thought maybe that puts... and now they're jumping on McLaughlin's bonnet as well, trying to get it stood down. It's not going to stick down. Simples, you're going to need some gaffer tape there, fellas. Get your gaffer tape out.
It's a shame for McLaughlin.
Yeah, I've just had a look at that replay of him hitting the wall. We haven't seen it yet on the TV pictures, but it was a fairly good whack. Oh, you're about to see it now. It was
that sounded like that sounded like news all of a sudden coming on.
It was a whack. Oh. And there's the gaffer tape. They have these patches. Wait, here it is, Matthew. So this is him getting loose into 1 and 2.
Oh, he's cut down a tire already.
That failed. Yeah, that failed way in. You can see the nut that flew off down on the way into turn 1. That was a failure before he even got into the braking zone.
Yeah.
Terrifies me. It's so thin, these bonnets. It terrifies me that the mechanic's just going to go straight through it. Like, woof, back, down you go. Is it chilly down there, I wonder? Because the mechanics put a little jacket on.
It is. It's a very cool weekend. Ambient temperature right now has now dropped to 48 degrees. The high for tomorrow, 57. And thankfully, as I look at my weather app right now, tomorrow, 4% chance of rain.
Only 4%.
Now, if anyone could get every bit of that 4%, it would be NASCAR.
Yep, I'll get the content delayed weather stuff and expect to be here on Monday, as per usual. I was just impressed that we did a 9-hour broadcast for NASCAR and we actually got the racing on one day.
Thankfully, the next couple of weeks, we shouldn't, you would think, have to deal with weather. We can run in the rain at COTA.
Yeah.
And you would not expect to have rain in Phoenix or Las Vegas.
And even if we did at Phoenix, we could run the wet tire there.
Yes, that's right. And, of course, Las Vegas has had some rain in the past. I beg your pardon. The third Cup race there in 2000 was rain shortened. Jeff Burton won that race. And the last time I can recall rain impacting a NASCAR weekend at Phoenix would have been in the fall of 2004, where they had a couple of cautions for rain, but it never got shortened or red flag.
JB, lights are yellow and green on the pace car. What does that mean?
Pits are open?
Yay. By the way, I have just looked at the Atlanta weather radar and weather station. The Stockbridge, Georgia, Rockdale County weather station is currently reporting 51.1 degrees Fahrenheit That is around 10.6 degrees Celsius for us in the UK. Humidity 20% as well, down 3 degrees Celsius since last time I checked at the start of the race.
Now, it's 7 Celsius here, JT, where I am. So what would that be in Fahrenheit? I know you love these conversions. You were doing it all over at Rolex.
44.6.
Okay. I never get Fahrenheit to Celsius. I mean, can we just stick to 1?
By the way, I'm very bad at keeping up with the YouTube chat section. I apologize.
I think JT's just shouted pit road closed.
I think he did, yeah.
I just heard him in the background. He hasn't got his headset on. So, closing
92 to the rear.
92 to the rear.
Yeah. Cannot hear you now.
JT, are you aware that you're on the other side of the room? Of course he is. He's probably got us on his thingy mic. Hang on. I can do that too, Matthew. Hang on. Hang on. I've just realised I've got that system. Hang on. Yes, I can do that too. I can shout from the other side of the room as well. I'll turn my radio mic on. Although it doesn't really do much for me because my radio mic's set up for like really close, like ASMR, almost. Not that I run an ASMR channel. It's just alongside. Look how much rubber's been put on the safer barriers. That's even before the cup guys have got the line. Want to go at the line. If you could hear a whisper, go on.
Cup guys did not have practice this weekend, but they did have qualifying earlier this morning. Fords dominated qualifying. 9 of the top 10 starting spots for tomorrow's race is held by a Ford. The only non-Ford at the top 10. Kyle Busch.
All right.
Love being told that there's a long way to go there. I was just hearing coming into it. So we're coming to the choose. Matthew, do you want to, while we're here, do you want to start talking? And I'll turn the fader up and show you exactly what I'm hearing in my ears. Ready? Go on.
Oh, Lord, this will be an absolute mess on my end, because I will not be able to come up with any words or sentences at all as I just continue to talk. As Adam Alexander is also in my ear. They just went by the twos. Austin Hill and Nick Sanchez will now be on the front row. Sam Mayer and Justin Allgaier in row 2.
How'd you find that then?
I would go crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing all the time, by the way.
I would lose my mind.
Pit road.
His choose will restart on the 3rd row, and he had that save earlier. He is one of the most reliable drivers when it comes to drafting tracks. 23 straight drafting track starts without a DNF, and this is actually a very important race for the team. The first ever body hung entirely in-house for Jordan Anderson Racing. This is something that this smaller team has been working towards since day one. Right now having a great race, Jeff Burton and this team.
Come on, let's go back to racing. Waiting for this one. How long's left? 50 to go. We'll be here. Pittance. That's 25 minutes if they stay green flag running, Matthew. Not bad at all.
They will not stay green flag running.
Anything but. Ready. Steady. Well, we're waiting. Into the Eco Park restart zone. Stand by for action, NASCAR. Xfinity, back to green. Good start. Sanchez back up to 2nd. He's taking that low line. Austin Hill takes high. They side by side into 1. And now this is really the go point. As Allgaier's going to push Hill with, I think that's Mayer going to the inside line. 3 wide to the front. Has Mayer got the lead, or did he just sink back? I think is that Sanchez sinking? It is. Sanchez back down to that one, Matthew, big time.
Yeah, Sanchez got, well, mauled by the inside line, and he has, in the space of less than a lap, dropped from 2nd to outside the top 5. In fact, he's right on the fringe of the top 10. Jesse Love to his inside. Parker Retzlaff to his outside. So Sanchez just got hosed as Austin Hill holds on to the lead as they race back straight away. Sammy Smith is hot to trot on his back bumper, pushed by Eric Almirola. Ryan Sieg and Justin Allgaier are up there too, but still, it is Austin Hill from Winston, Georgia, only about an hour north of Atlanta, who this race with 4 dozen laps to go.
Sanchez pushed himself back through on the inside line as well, on the inside agreed. He was not going to be left on the bottom any longer. Hill leading some Smith, Almirola, Allgaier. Sieg's back up into 5th place, well, not bad from him. And again, Sanchez getting a little bit of a knock around, but he's now lost that moustache, I notice, from the pit stop. It's gone. It must have flown away. So he's back to a little bit of a moustache, and unfortunately, the way it looks like right now, it's gone from a long moustache to a very short moustache. JT.
Turns out World Superbike lied to us. They went green at 9:38, so I have hit record on everything, but the first minute of everything it's lost.
That's perfectly fine, my friend. Have you got the audio as well?
Got the audio. I'm going to throw to you because I've just heard something in my ears that you might want to pay attention to.
Thanks, JT. You're a legend. As we're on board with Jeb Burton now, looking back as we're still 3 wide. There we go with Love on the inside. 4 wide. A little bit of a tap. Sanchez coming in. Matthew, this is looking good.
Now, Sanchez getting beat up here on this restart, but he just got a good push from Taylor Gray in the middle to get clear of that pack. But still Sanchez muddling around here just outside the top 10. Oh, and there's a round. Jeremy Clement spins down. Off turn 2, collects Taylor Gray and Connor Zilich. And into the wall with the nose of his Toyota goes Taylor Gray, the rookie driver for Joe Gibbs Racing, into the inside retaining wall. He goes, caution comes out. Connor Zilich got a piece of that as Jeremy Clements was the first car to spin out of shape coming off of turn 2. And that's at least 3 cars involved as the caution comes out with 45 laps to go.
You said it. You called it. You were right. Oh, that's heartbreaking for Gray. Did so much right to get thrown out like that. Not fair at all. Broken front right suspension as well after hitting the wall. So I think he's done for the day.
JB.
Yes, go on.
The live audio on the app is the same as Discovery Plus, right? The TNT.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, because of what's happened and my recording just failed, what I'll do is I'll go after the warm-up, I'll go on Discovery Plus and I'll get the audio from that.
Alright, if you've got the timings, that's fine.
Yeah, I've got the time.
Oh, there's the contact. And round it goes again, Matthew.
Man, Connor Zilich. Huh. Connor Zilich escaped major damage there, and I don't know how. There was no contact between Clements and Gray. Clements just lost the rear of his car, went spinning down into Gray, and like I said, Zilich, he's going to get some contact on the right side of that car, but he avoided disaster somehow.
It was just... Did anyone else get caught up in that? Because look, Love touched the line several times. He just escapes it. 88 gets involved. Shoots back up the track.
Connor Zilich, man. How in the world has he done that?
Everybody avoided it. Okay, I'm seriously impressed now. That was... for the entire field to avoid that mess. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I think 10 out of 10.
That could have easily been 6, 7, 8 cars involved. Instead, it was only 3, and really only 1 received major damage.
I love how the timing screen's also crashed. We're trying to do 2 different things at once, so that's great. Yeah, waiting, and waiting. JT, I've got audio on that, so don't worry about that. To come through. Into the pits now as well. They're trying to sort that grey car out. The 54 still in there. He's the only one down pit road at the moment. Jeremy Clements left the pit lane, so that got swapped back around. And hopefully, fingers crossed, it's going to be okay. So, 44 to go. 31, 51, 54, 88, all involved in that problem there, Matthew.
Yeah, and as we said, could have been more. So, well done to avoid complete disaster, but pretty heavy damage to Taylor Gray and some damage, as I mentioned, to Jeremy Clements as well.
So the pace car back out. We'll pick them all through.
Quicker yellow.
Quicker yellow, okay. I don't know what they were going to do there. To throw it all back up. 43 laps to go.
1 then 25.
I had 1 then 25.
21st, 20.
Just hear him in the background there, Matthew. As he comes into it. What's your evening looking like after this then, Matthew?
Certainly hoping to get some kind of food after the fact, because I've not eaten since breakfast.
Oh my goodness, I haven't eaten. I've just realised. I've cooked everybody else's meals and I haven't eaten myself.
So, yes, and then basketball, the Lakers and the Nuggets.
Lakers? I've got a Lakers jacket up here in the box.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. I do love my Lakers jacket.
8:30 tonight on USRN, Denver and LA. Luka Doncic now with the Lakers, of course.
I've my sister, the older one, not Megan, the older one, loved basketball.
The older one?
The elder one, yes. The one with the baby. She loved basketball, and it used to be every Saturday morning she'd watch basketball, and I would watch it with her. Although she's the reason that A, I speak with the accent I do, B, I love bourbons so much, which is a chocolate biscuit, and C, why we now have a Star Trek obsession, even though she claims that she never watched Voyager, and yet I can remember her watching Voyager, so, you know, she lies. I bet she's even started to lie about her age. Terrifies me that in a couple of years' time I will have a sibling who is...
51 to the tail of the longest line. 1 to go at the line, 7-4-3.
We just about hear that. Yeah, it terrifies me that in a couple of years' time I'm going to have a sibling who is 40 years old. And I remember them being 12. I feel old, my friend. I really do.
Oh, Lord.
Megan's
Speaking
20.
of feeling old.
Megan's 20 this year.
I'm only a couple of years from 30, and I'm not looking forward to that.
Oh, I feel your pain. I'm starting to wait. I've been going around singing that line from Family Guy, from karting. You know, my back is hurting from the chair I'm sitting on. Where's the Tylenol? I've been going around singing that because I've been sat in this commentary box chair for so much over the past couple of weeks. My back really does hurt. It's a comfortable chair, but these chairs are not designed to be sat in for so long a period. So, yeah, a little bit of an ache. 41 to go. I think we're going to go green and then with 40 to go. 54 is officially out of the race, Matthew.
Oh, that's a shame. For Taylor, who had such a good run at Daytona last week as the leaders come to the choose. Austin Hill going to stay on the outside, so too is Sammy Smith and Eric Almirola. Ryan Sieg is going to be the first one to jump downstairs. So Ryan Sieg is going to be on the front row for this restart. For the stuff we've seen him all day, Sam Mayer, Justin Allgaier, Jeb Burton, and Nick Sanchez will follow him.
So, night has fallen here in Atlanta. Now we've got, hopefully, flat way to the end. What was that? 31. Yeah.
And those conditions running from day to night, it's going to be something these Xfinity Series drivers are going to do a lot this season. When you look at the start times of a lot of these races, Phoenix is at 5 o'clock, Las Vegas 4:30, Homestead is 4, Martinsville is 5, Bristol is 5, Rockingham is 4, Talladega is 4. So you're going to have a lot of races that start during the day and end as the sun is going down. Of course, time changes in a handful of weeks. That certainly changed that, but this kind of time of the day is basically where the Xfinity Series is going to be running just about all year long.
Here we go. Ready for the green flag. Keep an eye on the 2. He's dropped down to 17th now. For actually, it says 14th on my board, so 14th for Jesse Love. You ready, Matthew? This is the big one.
Yeah, he has not been able to get back towards the front, Jesse, since losing that track position after taking 4 tires, which he was frustrated with. Here's the restart. Austin Hill spun the rear tires just a bit as he got on the loud pedal, but he still puts a nose in front of Ryan Sieg here on the restart. He's got a trunk full of Sammy Smith, who is shoving Hill for all he's worth in turn 1. Ryan Sieg trying to stay down there with him on the bottom of the racetrack. He's got drafting help from Sam Mayer. Austin Hill, who has led more than 100 laps here today, leads the way at the end of the back straightaway and back towards turn 3.
Nicely done from everybody. Clean restart. Mayer's on the outside. Almirola's trying to push through on that bottom line as well. How much? Well, Jesse does now. He's dropped back to 15th place now, so not the best start for him, unfortunately, with 38 to go as we go across that line. Sammy Smith taking 2nd position. Look at Almirola. Eric Almirola up into 3rd place. 3 wide, nearly in the wall there. That Creed, yeah.
Yeah, look at him indeed. Now he has dropped into the middle and now he's backing up. He is between Sheldon Creed and Jeb Burton. Nick Sanchez also up the middle, going to try to get to Almirola and help him.
Sanchez!
That middle lane just has not been all that strong all day long, but they're going to try to make it this time as they are 3 wide from 5th on back.
Oh my God, I want to close my eyes. This is going to be absolutely monumental accident if they're not careful. They are drafting and sliding around everywhere. One wrong move and it's going to be a big one. There it is, 42 going down low. Love's in there. Caution's out again. Not for an accident, though. Yes, it is. The 20 gone wide.
Brandon Jones nosing into the outside wall in turn 3. Now spins back down the banking. Everyone avoids him. And the Atlanta native, Brandon Jones, has crashed here. Tries to get back going. He's got a left rear tire down. And Brandon, who wanted to really show out at his home track, and maybe still could, but, and another car also involved. Down at the bottom of turn 3, Mason Maggio is...
How's he done that? Where's that on the monitor for the 53? I think that's down turn 1, according to my driver tracker up here in the booth.
Driving for Joey Gase's team that Joey owns, Mason Maggio.
How's that happened? Let's find out how. So we're looking further back.
Yeah,
20's
Austin
hit the
is
wall.
way. Brandon already knows that he's got a flat tire and he couldn't back out of it in time.
Hang on, is this a separate incident then we're going to see for the? It is. It's going to be a separate incident. Oh, there he is. The 53.
There he is.
Yeah. Was he spinning in avoidance of the 20 down low?
Yeah, I think he was.
Well, that's a bit daft. Comes down low, got flat tyres. Oh, I think he overreacted. I think he turned to go back up on the track to try and avoid the accident, and the car spat the other way. Okay. Sorry. Love that noise. It is pure.
Yeah, Brandon knew that he had a tire going down on the straightaway. The car was weaving back and forth. He just couldn't back out of the throttle in time, and then by the time he got to the corner, just lost control.
I've stopped the recording, by the way, JT, just to let you know. So, and I had audio from 6 minutes to go, so we're golden. Live production meetings on here.
The full 10 as well, just back up.
Yeah, that'd be nice, but I don't know if Discovery had it. So, yellows are yellows. Just trying to find out if they are going to have any more pit stops coming through. I expect they might be good to the end here. What do you think?
I don't think you're going to see many hit pit road, especially the guys at the front. I think these caution laps are helping them on fuel, so I don't think you're going to see them hit pit road unless they absolutely have to, which would mean overtime, basically.
Oh, not more overtime, please. Cannot deal with overtime. Although how many did we have last time out in Daytona?
Just one with the Xfinity series. Interestingly enough, the Truck Series was the only series that didn't go into overtime. Who did that come?
Oh. Hang on a minute. Never mind. We're all good. Somebody has sent me a message, and it's from somebody on Twitter so I've been sent this tweet by somebody, and their Twitter is from at JSH Butcher, so Josh Butcher on Twitter. It says, IndyCar needs to beat NASCAR to the punch and race at Brands Hatch. Dale Jr. has been talking out for years, and at this point it feels like when, not if, IndyCar would sell the place out easily. Or NASCAR or IndyCar to Brands Hatch.
I would be stunned.
NASCAR has been racing at Brands Hatch for the past 12 years.
Actual Cup Series though, JT.
Still, I'm just saying the official NASCAR series has been racing at Brands Hatch for the past 12 years.
Don't go technical on us. Actual Cup Series, actual IndyCar.
The NASCAR Whelen Euro Series is the only official NASCAR series outside the Americas.
Okay, let's have the Americas one. Which one goes first, NASCAR or IndyCar to Brands Hatch? Would IndyCar even work at Brands Hatch? I'm not entirely sure.
Are we talking Indy or Grand Prix?
It'd have to be on the Grand Prix layout. We tried IndyCar on Indy Road Course years ago, it didn't work. It's sort of got a Road America vibe to it, hasn't it, really? If you think about it, Brands Hatch. Very quick lap times. I'd say both go. Let's have an American weekend at Brands Hatch. Let's both series combine together, go down, and team up with the British Touring Car Championship. You'd sell the place out. We could do it in, well, yeah, we could do it in October. No, we can't do it in October. All right, if we put it, say, August. There's no Formula One. There's nothing else on in Britain. If we put it in August and shove it all there, you've then got IndyCar and NASCAR together, the height of British summer, with touring cars. It would be amazing. I'm going to speak to Alan Gow. When we're at the season launch, I'm going to speak to Alan Gow and say, Alan, word to the wise, why don't we try this? See if you can entice them over. I'd love it. An American weekend. That'd be fun.
It would be. It would be brand new.
JB, guess what?
What?
They've had an American weekend at Brands Hatch for the past 12 years.
Yes, but
It's called American Speed Fest.
Fine. Just for that, JT, I'm not going to suggest doing it at Brands Hatch. I'm going to suggest doing it at another racetrack, so up yours.
Don't say Snetterton, they also have an American meeting.
Actually, I was going to suggest Donington. So,
I need to look and see if Donington have got an American weekend, and the only reason that you say Donington is because you can get to it easily.
Actually, I say Donington because I think Donington's the only track that could possibly do both NASCAR and IndyCar and still be okay.
They do have quite a big pit road.
They do have a good pit road. I've walked it several times, so have you.
Pit road for the Americans.
Pit road. I wish World Superbikes would work out what their hashtag is. Is it WS? Is it WSBK? Is it World SBK? Or is it Australian WSBK or Australian World SBK? I wish they'd sort it out. Oh, let's hear it from the pit road.
Thought being really free there at the beginning of the race and got shuffled out and lost my track position. And unfortunately, that happens whenever you bring a bunch of cars here and essentially do a speedway and try to make ground back up whenever we're all running single file. I was trying to run the middle and try to get some ground made back up. I felt like the laps were winding down and needed to start going somewhere, and the 51 just started to shade down. I don't know, not sure if he was just following the guys in front of him and wasn't paying too close attention or didn't hear it necessarily from the spotter or what, but just started shading down and got him free arrow-wise, and it was kind of just wrecked.
Coming to the green, Matthew.
All right, that was a very annoyed Taylor Gray. Anyway, rookie driver had a good finish at Daytona last week. Not going to be the same. He'll finish, 37th here tonight. All right, Josh, Austin Hill, the leader, as he's been most but down is Sieg, who has finished second 5 times in his Xfinity Series career, but he's never won it. He's running second now, and the flag is out with 32 laps to go. And Josh, let's see how wild this gets, because the later we go, you know the racing is going to get wilder now that the lights are on. Austin Hill swings down across the front of Ryan Sieg, and Hill once again has that top spot nailed down.
Close your eyes. It feels like we're back at Daytona, doesn't it? It's all 3 wide action running into turn 3. Look at the 4 coming back, sneaking through on the inside line as well, doing absolutely perfectly as well for Parker Reslav as they come down. 48 to Sanchez trying to come through. Jet Burton up into 6th position as well, but Austin Hill still the leader. It's 3 wide, and now it's proper Daytona fields here in Atlanta. Over the line we go, and who was that scrubbing the wall?
Yeah, someone was in the wall further back. Couldn't tell who that was.
Watch Sanchez go down the low line, get wiggled out, touches the side of the wall, and hits the 00.
Meanwhile, they're 3 wide on the main stretch. Nick Sanchez getting passed by Ryan Ellis, who has jumped up here in this lead group for the first time all day. He's running in 14th. Leland Honeyman is up here too. So this is the first time we've seen Honeyman, Alfredo, or Ellis in the lead pack. As up front, Hill still leads down the back straightaway. Justin Allgaier behind him in 2nd. Sammy Smith is Allgaier's teammate in 3rd. Almirola 4th. Ryan Sieg has slipped to 5th on the restart, but he's trying to take 4th away from Almirola. And Jesse Love, like a hot knife through butter, from top to bottom to go 3 wide. Gets alongside Nick Sanchez and Matt DiBenedetto, but Love is still struggling to gain that track position back. Josh, where is he? He's 18th.
Well, I'm waiting to do the tennis joke, but he's not making it up there at the moment as he comes to. I missed it earlier on in the broadcast. Look at that. He's up to 39 of Sieg as well in 5th position. Yes, he's got the toe from Mayer just there as well. I think Burton's trying to follow him behind. Where is at the moment across that line? Jesse Lowe still in 18th position. Can't get through as we swing around again. The 19 of Eric Almirola battling off now as well with Parker Reslav once more. Coming in with the 16 of Christian Eckes as well. And Sheldon Creed now dropping in. They've now decided that it's a single file formation. That's what they want to play it as. But it's not being worked at the moment because it's still chaotic at the back.
Yeah, and it's going to stay that way, too, as these guys try to pick up track position, because once we get down to the final 10 laps, making up every spot is going to be more and more difficult. By the way, the Xfinity fastest lap has been reset. Christian Eckes at 30.402 seconds now has currently the fastest lap point. Meanwhile, Jesse Love at the back of this lead pack is going backwards again. Matt DiBenedetto just got by him. Now Harrison in turn 3 peels to his inside. This has gone sideways for Jesse Love as he sticks it back between Burton and DiBenedetto, and drafting help is arriving in the form of Connor Zilic.
3 wide, a massive serve between the two. 15 Love.
Ooh, and yeah, very good.
Okay.
Love is struggling to get forward, but he is everywhere around this track. Now to the inside of Sanchez and Quaffle on the back stretch.
Fantastic! Love is literally spreading the field right now. It's going fantastically through. Where's he up to now across it? Well, he's only been at 1 place officially on the timing monitor. That's because the 44's pipped him at the line. This is fantastic stuff.
Trying to get alongside Brennan Poole in the 44. Remember, Brennan, what a terrible Daytona he had last week. He got so many cautions because pieces and parts of his car kept flying off. But now he's up here in this lead pack. And also up there, Leland Honeyman, just mentioned him in that 70 car. Look at him go. He is up into the 9th position, battling for that spot with Ryan Sieg. But what a great run for Leland Honeyman.
Oh, this is amazing stuff right now. They are planning this perfectly as they fly in once more. Look at Justin Allgaier running in P2 and just keeping it nice. Whoops, hello. Creed nearly gets taken out again on that backstretch. Oh, touch!
Yeah, that was Leland Honeyman on the back straightaway making some contact with, who was that? Was that Mayer?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
it was. It was Mayer and Honeyman coming together. They kept it pointed the right direction, though. And Mayer has not lifted out of the throttle yet. He is pulled alongside the 4 of Retzlaff, but that was nearly a disaster on the back stretch.
Tiny kiss, wow.
Oh, gosh, and, man, they're still beating and banging on the back straightaway as Creed tries to make his way to the front. Jesse, here's Love going to the inside of Honeyman. He's going to make that pass. So Jesse Love gets past Honeyman, now gets alongside Jeb Burton, who's been towards the front all day. Jesse Love is bound and determined to get back to the front, Josh. Still back there in 11th.
Yeah, he's going to try and close up as well. Burton and Honeyman are going to be running in there. 48 still coming in there. Sanchez, he's dropped back further back, 3 wide across the line. Mayer's getting in with as well. Love goes through, and it's just going to be breathtaking stuff right now as the field bunched up again. The 39 coming in. Contact! Oh, big one! 41! Whacks out 42! Bonnet sparks are flying! And the caution is out again. That's a big one for the 41.
Sam Mayer got turned across the track going up the banking in turn 4, and he hit the wall head on, and he also got hit from the side by Anthony Alfredo.
Oh, he's been told to stop. He's leaking fluid. This might be a red flag to clean the track up. Oh, 20 to go. Yeah, it probably would be red flag. Well, this is...
Man, that was... I don't know how Mayer got turned around. The camera caught up to it after he had already spun, but oh boy, he got shot up across the track,
head
on into the wall, and then smacked by an oncoming Anthony Alfredo. So Nick Lights has some damage.
Did he get...
in the 07.
Did he cause that? Was he up there? Let's take a replay.
Yeah, Mayer towards the front of this line. And, oh, he got hit by Nick Sanchez, who was also losing. Sanchez was losing control. And he slid up and into Mayer, who then got turned, like I said, across the track and straight into the path of Anthony Alfredo. That's some heavy contact.
That 48 got loose. Did the 48 keep it on the circuit? No, yeah. Yes, he did! Sanchez holding a slide...
And again, Connor Zilich narrowly avoiding being collected. Mayer gets into the side of Zilich on his way down, but I think Zilich has escaped again.
Yeah, he has. And Sanchez is still in 15th place now. How did they both get turned around? Was it the 48 tips the 41? Yeah. So Sanchez had got loose. He saves it, but Mayer goes straight up the path. Okay, I'm with you now. So the 41, the 42, the 48, and the 88 instant turn 3. Well, that's going to be Sanchez with a penalty then. Oh. How unlucky was that 88? Actually, how lucky was the 88? Just minimal contact for him. As you say, Sanchez avoiding it again. And Zilich in there too. Okay.
2 heavy hits there for Mayer. Head on into the wall, and then from the side, crashing straight into him, that was Alfredo.
I think there's oil down. They might need a stoppage to clean up. Keep an eye out.
What happens when you get down to the last laps and you're outside the top 10 or top dozen? You've got to make desperate moves to try to get to the front.
Yeah, but it's way before the go point, that launch that was needed. It was not the right time. I'm just worried about how much oil and water we've got down at pit entry. If it's water, that's fine. If it is oil, as we suspect, then that pit entry has just got very, very slippery. They haven't stopped the race yet. The car's still circulating, as you can see. So, yeah. Oh, and there's a lot of debris out there, Matthew, as well. That's what I'm worried about. They might actually have to stop this one for a bit to clean it up.
I think when Mayer came down and did get into the right side door of Zilich, it did break into the sheet metal of Zilich's car, and it got some of that styrofoam on the side of the car. So that's going to be clean up just for that.
There was oil as well. We saw it from the car. Okay, let's wait and see what happens. 19 to go. Let's take another look. This is under yellow. Oh, this is just a normal camera, okay. I was wondering what was going on there. It's like it looked like a replay. I was like, what have we missed? Is it...
No, very strange.
At least it's not like Montoya with a jet dryer. Whew. That was an interesting race.
2012 Daytona 500 that got run on Monday night and then went into Tuesday morning.
3-day event. Oh, hello. They're gonna have, there was oil down, Matthew, and now they're dusting the circuit, trying to blow it off. I reckon we're gonna have a stoppage here just to get this dust out the way. A huge amount of oil been dropped from the top of turn 4 to the entry line of the pits, and it's a big clean-up job. This will have to be a stop to clean the track up. There's a lot of oil down there.
A lot of speedy dry down there to try to dry it up real quick as the field continues to circulate.
Oh, this is great news. I would ask JT how things are going for him over there, but I think he's busy recording.
Well, little update for you. I checked my second setup. We've got a bit of a problem, JB.
What's the problem?
The recording failed after 1 minute 47 seconds.
That's all right. I think my screen record to the iPad works, so I think we'll be okay for a warm-up show.
All right.
In hindsight, Megan's going to have to give us her second laptop for some of these things coming up. What are you using?
No, I'll be all right. It was just me having to get my setup ready in a quick time.
My watch has just been told me that I'm due to go to bed in 20 minutes. Ha!
Nah.
I'll be up until at least 2:30, maybe 2:45. I don't think I'll
trying to form a lineup for you from the officials as well.
To be honest with you, I don't think I'll get a nap. I think I'll just be straight in. I think I'll sleep 5:45 onwards. Thing is, if I can trust Megan to get started on cooking tomorrow, because I'm having to cook Sunday lunch, I'm doing a nice shepherd's pie. If I can trust her to cook, I would leave it to her. She's a very good cook, but she can't. She's not technical like I am. Also, I asked her to fry an egg, and that didn't go down well. Lewis Benny, hello, my friend. Lewis says, what time does World Superbike Race 2 start at? 2 a.m. for the Super Bowl race, 5 a.m. British time for race 2. The streams will be up after the Xfinity race. We haven't had time to set those up yet, but we are covering it, Lewis. Don't worry. Yeah, I don't trust Megan to fry an egg. She said she can't fry an egg. She said every time I try and fry an egg, the yolk goes too hard, which is fine for me because I like my eggs done on both sides. So that's fine for me.
I was wondering how you were going to wrap that sentence up.
Yes, there was a point to it before I got interrupted. But I don't think Megan... Because what I do... should we do JB's Xfinity cooking segment? This seems to be a recurring thing.
Oh, yeah.
After Daytona. My shepherd's pie for tomorrow, I will fry the mince with some soy sauce, some garlic granules and onion granules, so it all soaks into the meat lovely. At the same time, I will parboil some potatoes, sprinkled with black pepper, and then I will mix the mince with some tomato sauce and tomato soup to give it a nice little mixture. I will put that into a bowl and smother the potatoes on top, mashed of course, for a shepherd's pie. I will then douse some veg on top of it and some nice little seasoning and make it look like it's a crosshatch section with a fork. I'll put that into the oven, then I'll do all the veg. So carrots, sprouts, broccoli, cabbage, and all that lot. And it'll all get dished up with some very lovely meat gravy with an excess of tomato. It is gorgeous, my shepherd's pie. So, yeah.
Pit road open.
Thank you. There's JB's cooking segment for this week.
Oh, dear.
Oh, Matthew, did you get my... I did send you the cheesy vegetable... cheesy.
You did?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that was very good on you. Thank you. Speaking of cooking, Justin Allgaier running in second in the Protect Your Melon car.
I'll have a look and see if I've got anything for Melon.
Of course, pretty sure that does not mean actual melon. It is a highway safety ad to buckle up in the car. But anywho.
What do you like for breakfast, Matthew? While we're here.
So this morning I had bacon and eggs for breakfast.
Ah, so can I interest you in a sausage and egg muffin?
Of course.
Lovely, lovely. Oh, there's so much I've got to try. One of these days, I'm just going to start a cooking channel. Honestly, I might do it. JB Cooks.
Oh yeah, because you need more to do, of course.
Yeah, I've got nothing to do on the space of Monday to Thursday, so let's do a cooking channel. jbneversleeps.com. Oh dear.
Oh, you should get GoDaddy to launch that website.
Oh, well,
you know, because I'm sure. Oh wow, Connor Zilich.
Naked.
We thought he had avoided that pretty well, but clearly he did not, because when Mayer came down across his right door, it peeled the sheet metal away. That's why we saw the foam. So they're going to have to try to continue on with the sheet metal that has the number 88 on the passenger side door, if you will. Going to have to tape that down.
Got the duct tape.
Nick Sanchez also on pit road.
Good to know. I just spent the past 7 minutes getting a line up, and it's all changed because they've come down pit road.
Have you got on the call tomorrow? But we should say happy birthday to Seth, by the way.
Yeah, it was his birthday today. Now here's a question. Since we're under this lengthy caution, how does everyone feel about birthdays? Because I know there are some people that take their birthday very serious, other people that don't. I have never been one to go crazy about my birthday or anybody else's birthday, because all we've done is make another lap around the sun, right?
Yeah.
Is it worth throwing a huge, big deal about?
I get really annoyed at my birthday because it tends to fall on a weekday. So I'm not doing anything. I was really happy last year when it fell on a Sunday, which was race day. We had China, and then we had Long Beach, and it was a nice day. I was busy working, doing something I loved. I liked it. But
can I be that guy to interrupt birthday chat?
Yeah.
07 to the tail of the longest line, closed pit, 45 to the tail of the longest line, speeding in section 16, 20 is the free pass, and we'll choose last, and we are one to go at the line. This is the lap to choose.
Lovely. Yeah, so
back to birthday.
I get really depressed. I don't know what it is. I just do. I'm always depressed around my birthday because I think I need something to do on my birthday, otherwise I get depressed. And if it's not good, I don't enjoy it.
I don't know if we need to make that big of a deal about you have turned another year older.
Yeah.
If anything, we should make the big deal about the mother, because that's an anniversary for the mother who did all the hard work anyway.
Hey, we've got Mother's Day. Let's not go too far. We get presents, let's not forget, and a bit of cake.
I was going to say something, but I don't want to get cancelled. JB, I'm putting it in Manus's channel.
Okay. No, in all honesty, I'd rather only celebrate the big birthdays. Like every 5 years or so. That to me seems more reasonable.
Frustrating though. This Autobahn Ford Mustang was hauling the mail for sure. We were keeping up with all those guys up the front, and yeah, it's just unfortunate. Like looking at the replay here, it's just yikes. That sucks. But we brought a car as fast as Xfinity Mobile. That's all you can ask for. And going on Dakota, we know we're going to haul the mail there. So looking forward to it.
Back to you.
Please, do we have to say that all the time, that we're as fast as Xfinity?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, everybody says it. Anyway, go ahead, Josh.
Me? Okay. Sponsors. So it's Austin Hill, Justin Allgaier.
I'll DM it to you as well, Matthew, on Twitter.
Coming through. Ready for the green flag.
Please don't cancel me, Matthew. Thank you.
We're going to cancel you, JT. Final restart coming up. Fingers crossed anyway. Xfinity goes green again through the restart zone. Very quick restart from Austin Hill. Allgaier is going to stick to the outside line. Amarola trying to come in low, trying to work out where Smith is as well. He's taken high line, so Amarola might just be able to drag up if that low line works, but never mind that because Allgaier's right behind Austin Hill. We head down the back straight away, and he's already going for it. He wants the lead, and Hill has got no protection this time. This is what Allgaier's been waiting for.
Allgaier really hot to trot on this restart, pushing Hill way out there, but still did not break out of line to try to pass him. Hill holds on to the lead. The dominant car, Evening, leads the way back to turn one. Allgaier's behind him second. Meanwhile, Sammy Smith pokes out of line to get to the inside of Eric Almirola. And not only will he to teammate Allgaier, Sammy Smith like a rocket ship up to second position.
But look at the 7 coming through. Allgaier still is getting a push from the back. It's not over yet. That high line working. The 19 of Almirola going to be pushing. Creed's on the low line as well. Hill's darting left and right. He's trying to block every single lane we're getting here at Atlanta. It's not going to work out. I'm trying to work out where Love has got to. He's up to 11th place at the moment. And he's on the low line, Matthew. So he's still going to be coming in, remember. This is going to be tight.
It looked like there was a piece of debris, by the way, in turn 2. That's what I was looking at. I'm not sure if that's a piece of a car or if that's just tape, but they let it go. We're staying green.
1 and 2.
There it is.
Yeah. Had to be happening, really, didn't it, to throw that as they come through that 1 and 2 zone. Hill leads Allgaier, and yeah, it's a big bit as well, Matthew, as well. They're right to stop this one.
Yeah, there was actually quite a bit of it in there, so.
Yeah. Oh, hang on, has it been picked up by the 8? It has! It has! Oh. Sammy Smith's picked up on the front bumper. Oh, well, that's on the officials there. Yeah, he's picked it up off. Oh. Okay, it wasn't the final restart, but there's the debris mid-corner. That's on the officials not to spot that so soon. We knew it was coming, but they've let Sammy Smith pick it up now.
They did note it good 30 seconds before they threw the caution.
That's ridiculous.
Well, that's run really well, hasn't it?
Sending you guys in commentators chat a Dutch saloon stock car, which they've made it look like a NASCAR.
Oh.
Don't mind. Oh, hold on. I've just heard that they're doing a lineup, so I'm going quiet.
I've just read JT's message. Oh dear. You get an achievement if you get to 5. Oh dear. Thing is, I could say that, and only these two know what I'm on about. I can see Matthew shaking his head for those of you on USRN. There we go. Oh, now, do you see why I said you get an achievement if you get to 5? Oh dear. Protect your melon. How rude. JT, if you did say that, you would have been cancelled, by the way. He's gone.
He's gone.
Oh, the 88. It's the 88, Matthew. It's come off the 88.
Of course it is. Yeah, that makes sense because that would have been the debris we saw all around was pieces of the foam from behind the sheet metal. So that makes sense that it was from him.
So, duct tape or just let him go back out? I don't. What do you duct tape? There's nothing left to duct tape. Just send him back out. This is a useless pit stop. You've brought him in, but there's nothing left to duct tape. It's like when Milhouse draws mustaches on everybody and he comes to somebody with a mustache. And he's now reversing. He's going behind the wall. 88's BTW. Oh, actually, it's gone to out on my monitor. It says he's out. Zilic might be out of the race.
Yeah, it might be.
8 to go. Repair probably is. Call it a day.
Okay, I think I formed a lineup, even though I did have JB absolutely cackling in my ears while I was trying to listen to the officials.
Cackling?
So I think the lineup was 21, 7, 19, 8, 00, 39, 16, 27, 2, 70, 10, 18, 99, 44, 25, 71, 51, 48, 11, 1, and 91. That's all I got.
So where do we put the 4?
I don't know. See? This is what happens when you have JB shouting in your ear. Yeah, 8400. Yeah,
8400.
There we go.
It sounds like a phone number. 8400.
And your bonus number that has just been added to 4.
7 to go. Let's just get this one without an overtime, please, chaps. Oh, race
Do we
control.
have an 07, or is that just trucks?
Just trucks, I think. That
Oh,
was
that's
Kyle Busch this morning.
That's annoying. I was going to try and form a random phone number with...
Oh, we have Justin Allgaier with a 7. So if Creed and Allgaier get together, we can say it's 00 then 7.
James Bond.
Yep. Or, of course, Amazon now owned James Bond.
What do you think of that, JB?
Well, they've ditched Neighbours, so I'm a bit angry about it. They got rid of Neighbours so they could take James Bond. I want to ask Matthew, actually, what it was like on Prime earlier on, the qualifying session.
Yeah, it was actually very clean. No problems at all. No buffering, no lagging.
Nice.
Now, of course, it was just qualifying, so we'll see what it's like when we get into a big race like the 600 or other races, the other 4 races that they'll have when everybody's too.
Rant time.
Nothing different with the coverage. It was it was produced by Fox Sports. It was a Fox Sports production. It was just put on Amazon, so we didn't see any new graphics. It was Mike Joy, Kevin Harvick, Clint Boyer, Regan Smith, Larry McReynolds, all of them. So nothing new, except that it was on Prime.
I can understand
I am angry.
Why?
That it wasn't available in the UK on Prime. It is on Prime Video, which is a global video platform, and they lock it to the US.
Yeah, that's very dumb.
It was dumb.
But that's how I feel. That's how I feel with you guys. You guys get a whole bunch of tennis over there on Prime, but it's not on Prime for us.
Including the US Open, which confuses me.
Matthew, that sounds like an American problem, like a lot of things, including the message that I said in Manager's channel, and to you. That's an American problem.
So
let's see. We've got Justin Allgaier's crew chief James Pullman on pit road.
So we got a couple good Chevys lined up there. Hopefully, we can work with our teammates, our Chevrolet teammates, and bring one home for Chevrolet today. The Protect Your Melon Chevrolet has been really good, and just really proud of all these guys on the team.
You guys had a couple of these slip away last year here. We're really good here. How badly would you like to get one here and do it by getting around the 21?
Yeah, obviously the 21 has been king of Atlanta for a long time, and it'd be nice to get one from him. You know, the deal last year in the fall time, it hurt. We had a really good car. Tonight, not as good, but here we are sitting second, so we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, they're within striking distance for sure. Allgaier in a good spot in second.
He has one here.
There we go. I was going to say something. I just got out of my head. I think we're going to overtime.
I was also going to say something.
Yeah, we're going to go to overtime. Look at the clock.
I don't think we are. I believe I heard one to go in my ears like a moment ago. We will see. As Jack Whitehall once said, you may know him. He kind of did something big with F1 like a couple of days ago, and people have opinions about it. FIA statement, by the way, absolutely amazing. I absolutely loved it. It's so funny.
Oh, yeah.
One to go at the line. I've just heard confirmed. But as Jack Whitehall once said, America does it bigger and better. Our village idiot is in a park shouting at clouds. Yours is president.
That was it. Thank you, JT, for reminding me. Matthew, when Canada becomes the 51st state, I presume NASCAR will go there.
Oh boy. Let's not open up that conversation.
I love what the Prime Minister of Canada said. You can't take our country. You can't take our game. I loved that.
Okay, let's calm down on that too. Thank you very much. We beat Canada in the round robin. We beat them in Canada. They beat us in America. So we need to play one more game. We need to play one more game for a best of 3. We need to calm down, Mr. Trudeau. Thank you very much.
Can I suggest where we should play this game? Switzerland. Perfect for New Jersey. Or
hey, Switzerland. Switzerland's one of the top international hockey teams in the world. They're going to be a contender for a medal in men's ice hockey.
I've got a better place where you can play it
next winter in Italy.
If you say Belgium, JT, I'm going to hit you.
I was not going to say Belgium. I was going to say Norway or Greenland.
Greenland will do.
Can't wait for the Winter Olympics in Italy next year. Be a lot of fun, and the hockey tournament's going to be sensational on the men's side.
Guess I better turn up for that. Oops.
The U.S., Canada, Switzerland, Czechia, Germany, and of course they'll likely have a Russian athletes team.
I'll fight you for all the stuff on the bobsleigh luge, skeleton, all that lot. I'll fight you for that.
Oh, you'd be perfect on that.
Coming to the green, 3 to go at the line. If we get a caution after this, we are going to NASCAR overtime, which everyone loves, especially Ben Snyder.
Repeat what you said, by the way, Matthew. I'm welcome to it. You do not like it.
Oh, no, you'd be perfect for that.
Oh, yeah, I love it. I call it all the time. I love it.
Yeah, you'd be perfect in that role.
Here we
Absolutely.
go. Over to you.
I hope to be doing hockey and short track speed skating.
Oh. Unfortunately, our star has become an OnlyFans model. True story.
Wow.
Yeah, I've met her as well.
Here we come to the restart with 3 laps to go.
JB, stop!
Austin Hill.
Stop looking over there. There's racing on track.
Austin Hill, who has been dominant all day, just as at Daytona, brings the field to the green flag with 3 laps to go. And here we are at Atlanta. Can anyone steal this win away from Austin Hill? Justin Allgaier on the inside actually got a restart. Allgaier into the corner, has a nose in clear. Yes! Justin Allgaier has taken the fight to Austin Hill.
Finally, Allgaier's come back into the mix of things. Hill's dropping back massively now. Look at Smith coming in on the low line, and that's getting very close. The graphics confusing us. What is happening in the front? Come on, helicopter catch up. Hill's on the outside. Allgaier on the inside. Amarola's in there too, and so Smith over the line. And Love's coming into it as well. He's back up into 10th.
And Allgaier doesn't have a lot of drafting help. Sammy Smith has dropped off his rear bumper, so now Almirola is able to push Hill back to the lead. Austin Hill reloads and recoils to the top spot with a lap and a half to go. Now a big run coming from Almirola. Hill tries to block it. Almirola right to the bumper of Hill, who gets sideways. Almirola crosses over. He's to the inside of Hill for the lead, coming to the west.
White flag in the air. That means that the next flag ends the race no matter what, and they're all wrecking behind. There's contact into the wall for the 4. He's still kept in, keeping pedal to the metal. How do they survive that one? It's Austin Hill in the lead at the moment as they head to the backstretch, and round goes the 4 for the big one, and the caution comes out.
No caution
No,
yet.
it hasn't come
Austin
out.
Hill leads turn 3. Caution has not come out. And Austin Hill leads the field through turns 3 and 4. Allgaier out of Almirola. That's going to give Austin Hill the lane of the checkered flag, and he's won in Atlanta again. Austin Hill, big country, with another Atlanta win. He does it at his home racetrack yet again. He is inevitable on these super speedways. Austin Hill, the winner! Unbelievable!
That's tricky. Caution came out as soon as they exited 4, Matthew. That's when the caution came out. Wow. On lap 165. Now, why did they throw it then? So, does that mean that Justin Allgaier is second with AJ Almirola, with Eric Almirola, I should say, in 3rd? Or have they swapped it back? Sanchez fought back for 5th, by the way. And why have I got a feeling that Love was caught up? He was down in 16th place as things stand. Oh, and Ecker's in there too. That was a biggie.
Austin Hill does it again on these super speedways and again in Atlanta. He is just unbelievable.
Does something tell me that they had to throw the caution because Eckes was getting out of his car?
I think that's why they had to throw the caution, because he was getting out, yeah. Well, it was confusing because it went yellow for us up here in the booth, and then it went back to green. You can probably saw on your monitor, it went yellow, green, yellow, green. So then it went back to yellow at the exit of turn 4. That's a lot of really confusing. What did it sound on the spotters radio?
How many times do I have to tell you that it's just a laps and rundown page for you? It does that.
Yeah, but it was doing it on the actual scoring monitor on the PQR as well.
It also does it on there. It's the whole NASCAR thing.
Well, is it yellow or is it not yellow then? That doesn't help.
I know, it's weird.
Smoke coming out. It came up yellow as soon as that crash happened. Do you know, you said last week, Matthew, after we had to end it under yellow in Xfinity, when we got to Cup and we had the crash, we raced to the line. You said that's how it should be.
Yes.
They're now doing it, but they're still wrecking behind. So what's the best situation? Or are we just going to catch 22? Do we race to the line or do we throw the yellow out?
It's always going to be difficult, but I think in this situation, when it's on the back straightaway, the leaders do not have to come back through that section of the track at full speed. Let them race to the line. And I'm telling you, I'm just amazed by Austin Hill. He has now won 5 of the last 6 Xfinity races in Atlanta. His home racetrack. He's from Winston, Georgia, about an hour north of Atlanta. And he's done it again. He had the dominant car. He dominated the entire race. And he survived Allgaier and Almirola's best bids in those last laps. This guy is just unbelievable. Yeah. It is his 8th career win at a drafting track in the Xfinity Series. That now ties him for the most ever with Tony Stewart and Dale Earnhardt.
Celebrating with his kids as well. I like that.
Do you want the officials radio, JB?
Yes, please.
What happened at the caution? All right. So, I heard, the officials, they have spotters around every single part of the circuit, and I heard backstretch, which is basically alerting all of the officials to the backstretch where crashes are happening, and then 15 seconds after that was when they threw the caution.
Right.
So 15 seconds after the wreck happened was the
yellow.
caution. Yeah.
Right, that's it for him.
More after.
All right, and his whole team's going to come in. Wow. Austin at Atlanta, celebrating again with son Barrett, daughters Kinsley, Lindley, wife Ashlyn. Wow, 145 laps led, but the win did not come without a challenge. At the had Allgaier and Almirola in the mix. How did you hold them off?
Well, in that restart there, the 7 got clear. I cannot believe he didn't go top there down the backstretch. That was just a present for me, you know, and got down in the corner, got clear of him. Then we came back around, and we were about to come to the white, and I drove into 3. I really didn't want the 19 to get to my right rear. Derek Nealon, my spotter, he's such a bad man. I'm not going to say what I want to say. He's a bad man up top, and he told me all night, just don't let him get to your right rear. And I was so worried about letting him get under me because he had a run, but I had help out back, was able to drag some brake as soon as I came off of 4. Kept the 4 with me. Thank you to Parker Retzlaff for giving me that push. And then once I got clear and I landed into 1, I was just wide open, and I was hoping that they wasn't going to build a momentum. But this Bennett Chevrolet was as fast as Xfinity Mobile. It's the Bennett 250. We have everyone here from Bennett. There's over 500+ people here, men, women, you name it. And to be able to do this is something special. We were able to do it last year with the Gold Car for their 50th anniversary, and they sponsored the qualifying. And it looks like to me they need to sponsor some more NASCAR Xfinity races because this has been some good omen for us. I am so excited. I saw the trophy, but I didn't want to touch it because I didn't want to jinx anything up in the suite earlier at Bennett. And they were giving me some pressure. They were like, hey, you got to win this race. And I'm like, I'm going to give it all I got. And today we did that. And I want to give a huge shout out to everybody at RCR, ECR. Chad Haney, first career win as a crew chief. So cool for him. He's been working his tail off this offseason. Him and I think, are going to work great together. So we're going to soak this one up, drink a lot of beer, and get ready for the next race.
Enjoy it.
Thank you.
That is 8 drafting wins for Austin Hill. He now shares space with Tony Stewart and Dale Earnhardt at the top of the win list for drafting tracks.
You got that start earlier on, Matthew, as well.
Yeah, his 8th drafting track win and his 5th at Atlanta.
Right, what happened back here then?
Yeah, now, meanwhile, all the wrecking. Well, when they
four.
took the white flag, Parker Retzlaff tried like all heck to wreck. But he made a terrific save, but it stacked everyone up behind him, and by the time they got out of turn 2, Sheldon Creed just pushed Retzlaff around. It turned Retzlaff into the field. He hooks Ryan Sieg and Christian Eckes up into the wall. Those were some pretty heavy hits for them.
Yeah, it really was a nasty one, wasn't it? I was expecting a lot bigger than we had. That was actually very... Oh, no, they did wreck behind. 3 into the wall at the back.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Who else was that involved? Carson Waffle was there.
Nearly wrecked at the line as well, actually, between Old Guy and Amarola. That was very close.
What I saw there, yellow was out on the lights, but not on the flag stand as they came to the checkered.
That's what I was telling you. The yellow came out, exit of 4. So they've just sort of
But it wasn't displayed on the flag stand. It was only displayed on the lights.
Yeah. So which is it? Is it lights or is it flag? Which have they decided to change it back? Yeah, it's a lights taken, not flag. I told you I wasn't. I didn't lose my marbles. I knew it was going yellow, green, yellow, green, yellow, green. They couldn't work out what they wanted to end under.
But I'm gonna turn into Ben now, and I am going to say, and this is a valid point, that we've got all of this thing about last lap crashes. They happen literally every single race in NASCAR across the 3 series. I think we can all agree on that. But it's getting to the point where they're deciding or not deciding whether to throw the yellow at different parts of the track, whether they want to keep it running. Sometimes, like the Cup race at Daytona, the Daytona 500, they kept it running.
Yeah.
But that was probably because it was the Daytona 500. But we're getting to this point where they're going to keep doing this, and then the one time they don't throw the caution and get equipment to the cars is going to be the one time that a driver is seriously injured, and then what are they going to do after that?
You make a great point, and the point I'm going to say is Dale Earnhardt.
Exactly.
That's what I'm going to say to that. In terms of we don't learn.
They need to be consistent about throwing the yellow, and possibly they need to bring in a regulation where if it is a severe crash, no matter the circumstances, if it's speed, no matter the track, maybe every single super speedway, they should throw the yellow straight away if it's a high impact.
Yeah, I think you're right there.
Yeah, but then you have to judge how do you judge what is a high impact?
Exactly.
Well, if we have a crash in the last lap at Bristol, it's not going to make much difference if we throw the yellow or not, is it? Because it's a slow speed circuit. But here at Atlanta, we've seen the front end of the cars literally being impaled. So it's kind of like that sort of needs to be dealt with. And if there's oil on the circuit as well and there's other cars going through, you're going to have a massive one. Especially if it happens at the front of the field.
What I've noticed the officials do is that as soon as the checkered flag goes, they tell all the drivers to go up high so the equipment can go down low. But the
crash is up high.
Yeah, but if the crash is up high, when the equipment goes up, the equipment has to go from low to high and from high to low, and this happened at Ringwood a little bit earlier on when they were recovering a car after a race. The other cars were ready at pit gate. They weren't letting them on because that recovery truck was in a dangerous place to the pit gate, and in the event that a throttle got stuck on or something, those cars would have gone straight into the recovery truck. So it's getting to the point where would you rather it go into a safety equipment or go into another NASCAR?
They're gonna have to think about it, aren't they? And figure out what they need to
rant
do.
over.
Yes. I just noticed about that Austin Hill's daughter was in the passenger seat with his son on his lap there, and I thought, oh, that's great. That's lovely, isn't it?
Anyway, at least my rants, compared to other rants on the internet, actually have valid points.
Safety points as well. That's us done then for us. Matthew, what about you? We can go off here at the same time if you like, because we've got to head over to World Superbikes.
Yeah, absolutely. Just want to remind everyone that the Xfinity Series is on USRN2 all season long. And next Saturday we'll be in Austin, Texas at Circuit of the Americas. Excited for that race to see what the Xfinity cars will do. They always put on great shows on the road courses. That's next Saturday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Tomorrow on USRN and JBM, we've got the Am Better Health 400 for the NASCAR Cup Series here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Excited for that one. Hope you'll join us one way or another on JBM or on USR. So, yeah, we will go ahead and get out of here. And again, Austin Hill, he has now won 5 of the last 6 Xfinity Series races here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, winning it tonight in overtime. Another thrilling Atlanta race. Austin Hill completely dominant from start to finish in this race. He ended up leading 146 of the 163 laps. Completely dominant. Justin Allgaier second, Eric Almirola and Nick Sanchez rounding out the top 5. For everyone at USRN, JBM, good night from Atlanta. Hope we'll see you tomorrow for the Cup Series to run 400 miles here at this super speedway. Good night.